Oh.
Yes.
Right now.
Oh, that was live?
You live now, baby. As she twirls her fork.
I need to know what kind of backlash I was about to get. I had to prepare. Right. I didn't know if that was on there too.
I wouldn't care.
I don't care either. I just like to know what's coming. You gotta stay 5 steps ahead.
Good evening, everyone. We'll be on YouTube or Facebook.
Everything.
YouTube.
Okay, let me go to the YouTube.
I too. We too. Y'all too.
Everybody too.
We in it bit. What happened?
Hey.
Everybody tuning. So if you just tuned in and you see niggas looking down, it's because we are sponsored by Raina's Margarita Cake. It is itis-inducing goodness infused with various liquors, which I will not be disclosing because she will be selling them $50 a pop, which will include a slight delivery fee. So make sure you get up with Raina's Margarita Cakes.
Once.
Yes.
I got to do so much cardio.
Fantastic. Man, Monday
right?
can whoop my
Looking
behind.
at
I
all
mean-
these people around here chomping, they doing
It's gonna be
Monday
so
kill me.
Woo.
Like sleep motherfuckers if I don't get y'all talking. But
Shoot, I probably had like 2 bottles of water this weekend. That was it. The whole weekend. I'm gonna be through Monday.
sir.
Your people.
Your kidneys.
Bro.
Man.
No, I know the drink over gallon of water today. This weekend, I haven't had another 2 bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to go get you a couple more.
Yes.
Yeah, they in the refrigerator. But we got a blended family episode. This is something I really want to do. Of course, y'all know that
Hashtag blended family.
hashtag blended family. But 2025, we associate with a lot of podcasts. But one in particular that we've been working with that's really been integral with our growth, is the safe word.
Safe word.
And so I would be remiss to not take a moment to not offer up an opportunity to let them lead us in church today. But that's going to come a little bit later because today we got to have a small conversation because we haven't really had a recorded situation with us, the safe word, and my boy Country.
What's happening?
The South got something to say. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, they brought me over when we had temporarily fired Eternity. And we went over there. We had a damn good time.
We had an amazing time.
Like it was a really good conversation, and I really enjoyed myself. And that's actually my second time being on that. And then it hit me. I was talking to Ash. I said, Ash, and she was like, "Yo, we should reach out and get some more people that we fuck with and get them here." And it was like, "Damn, who I'm gonna pick?" And she was like, "What? You just on somebody's podcast?" I was like, "Damn, show up. I need to get up in that country." So I text that nigga, and I'm not used to black people responding immediately. He responded immediately. Like, and I was like, "Oh shit, he ready?" I'm like, "So cool. Hey, bro, swing through." He's like, "I'll be there this time." I said, "Bet." And hit this man in. So thank you, bro.
Oh, for sure.
This. This is your first time with us, but
It
this
is.
will not be your last time.
For sure. Hey,
family.
bro, we already had this conversation. I told you. We got to support each other
And we're
without
gonna do
question.
just motherfucking need some help. Now, that being said, yesterday we had a topic that I did not get to because we was talking our shit. We had a good time. We was borderline drunk.
They was.
Some of us couldn't say complimentary, and the chat didn't know. Couldn't say that, and that's not a slight on black. It's just a joke. Because every joke is announced the truth. But I had a serious topic go real quick, man. Like, so I've been on the news. I've been on the Shade Room there now and again, just see what's going on. And I saw a serious question. A lady had asked, like, she see these involuntary manslaughter situations where someone's playing a little too much, someone's life either changes drastically or someone loses their life. And then we hear about them getting sentenced, but then they only do like a small sliver of that time they did. So I want to ask y'all, if you commit involuntary manslaughter due to negligence on your part, right? And let's say the maximum sentence is 10 years.
You should serve 50% of that year.
What amount of time you think they should complete before they get out from parole?
50%.
50%?
5 years.
5 years? What about you, Kay?
They got the maximum of 10 years?
Yes, they got the 10 years.
And it was manslaughter by neglect?
Mm-hmm. It's involuntary manslaughter due to neglect or blah, 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 blah.
I don't know, man.
Depending on what they did, the situation.
I do feel like
Drunk driving.
Drunk driving. No,
2 years.
throw the book at them. Drunk driving can be avoided.
100%.
100%. Throw the book at drunk drivers. I don't even think drunk drivers should get manslaughter because.
Okay, let's leave them out. Let's leave drunk drivers out.
Okay.
Let's just throw that out. Let me give you a situation then. I'm gonna give you two.
Okay.
And you tell me what you feel. Let's say you're on a boat, you're having a good time, you drink, pouring up, you drive the boat, and throw that ass.
Yeah.
You see your friend over there, he kind of nervous. You're like,
I saw that.
the best thing, you know, you having a good time, but he's scared to get close to the water. So what do? You bump him, he falls off the boat. Oh shit, he can't swim. So your partner, your good friend, jumps in to go save him. And you know when people can't swim, they're freaking out. You try to tell them to calm down. It don't happen because what? You can coincidentally cause that person to die.
Mm-hmm.
Two black men, died
Because somebody was playing
pushed
too
her
much.
friend off the boat because she thought it was funny. She got 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how much time she did?
Probably 2.
9 months.
I think that's fair. And this
Wow.
is just me. This is just my opinion. I think that's fair because she did not intend to kill two people. 100%. We know that for a fact. But she got to live with the death of two people for the rest of her life. I promise you, 10 years in prison is not gonna change the fact that she feels like shit for 10 years. I mean, for the rest of her life, bro. So I think the retribution of, man, I really changed a lot of people's lives is enough. I do believe that. Bro, like I'm a conscious person, bro. Like if I've wronged one person in my entire life that I can clearly say I've wronged, and to this day I'll be like, man, I did that person wrong. In my life, it haunts me. I think that is a haunting thing, right? So you know, you can believe in what you want to believe in, but I do believe that she bumped him out of playfulness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody went out there to save him. She didn't believe him. Somebody went out there to save him. Both died. Bruh, it don't matter if they put her in 10 years or 25 years. It doesn't matter. Ain't nobody gonna punish her more than her thoughts is. And that's my opinion. But anyway, you know.
That's a good point.
3 years.
3 years?
That's about
3 years.
That's about 30%.
Anybody else?
I think it's real sticky when we get on this subjects like these because who's to say that this is the amount of remorse that you need to feel? Like this is the amount of time you need to look at these walls in order to feel remorse for bumping somebody off of a boat. Who's to say that this constitute taking, 2 lives being gone? Where's the balance in that? Who can truly say, okay, well, we're going to give you a slap on the wrist because your record's clean and you really didn't mean to do it. But then down here, he really did mean to do it, but he just happened to have a good lawyer and you got less time than the person that didn't mean to do it. So who's really to say that? What can you stand on for the argument on this side or on this side?
So give me a counterclaim though. Give me somebody that's different in this situation. Because this situation, I'm thinking just about this situation, right? But if you talk about the girl from Plainsville, the girl who taught the text the dude into killing herself, I feel like she should have been in prison for the rest of her life because she was a sick individual.
But that's manslaughter with intent, though. This was involuntary manslaughter, meaning you didn't really mean to do it, but she meant to tell this boy to kill himself.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Your intent was to talk him into killing himself and to see if you could do it, and then you succeeded.
But I mean, I feel like you're tell me, clear it up for me then. Make me understand what you're saying, because I feel like in this situation, it was playful. 2 people died. If you put her in prison for no time or for 10 years, she's gonna feel as shitty as she did regardless, right? So I don't feel like it's like prisons. First off, I feel I just
okay. So why put her in prison anyway? Why put her in prison at all? And so she can feel the remorse for the rest of her life. So there shouldn't have been a prison sentence at all. Is what you're saying?
That's what I said from the jump. Yeah, it should be a prison sentence at all.
That's very interesting. Okay, so what do you say to the wives and the children of the people that no longer have their lives because she was being playful?
Does putting somebody in prison heal you?
I'm not saying it does, but do you not want justice for your loved ones? Because nobody told her to do it. Nobody told her to be playful. People can play too damn much. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But if you knew that this was a fear of his, why is playing on his fear something that you need to do?
No,
because
for
this
sure.
also comes to protecting each other, right? Because
Yeah,
the day long conversation is, why don't we protect each other? Why don't men protect women? Why don't women protect men? If you know that I'm afraid to go in this water, why are you playing on my fear?
Right, for sure. And
so that shouldn't have been done in the first place. So you being playful on my fear cost me my life and his life. Mm-hmm. You cost the husband, you cost the father. Like, so nobody's supposed to pay for this?
I mean, so
are you justifying?
Payment is prison?
But that's the way that this law is set up.
I mean, because remorse.
That's the way that this country is set up. The way that you get justice is that you serve time.
So because this country is set up, because this country is set up incorrectly, that means we should keep applying it? Is that what you're saying? Because if what you say, so it sounds like what you're saying is like, oh yeah, so we involuntarily servitude people, 13th Amendment, and put them in prisons because you've done something wrong. That's not necessary. That's the biggest problem with the law. Yeah, that affected us more than anybody, but that's the biggest problem of the law. She still deals with remorse. I mean, unless she's a monster.
But you can't, now, you don't know her. You don't know her. So you can't say whether she's dealing with remorse or not, or whether this 9 months is going to do this to her or not do this to her, whether it's going to eat her for the rest of her life or whether it's not.
So if you was a parent, would you feel like prison is necessary?
I feel like we're speaking emotionally.
No,
I'm trying to speak logically.
So now logically,
because this is the way that it's set up. So when this happens, then this is the result of it.
Logically, as if you're a mother and you have a son, because you know we are rough as kids.
We are
coming from somebody as myself, a country boy. Shout out, country boy. We rough. We play hard. I fell out of many trees in my lifetime. Your son, rough. He out on a boat. He get an opportunity of lifetime as a young kid to go out on a pontoon boat and Gulf Shores with some friends. And we can't swim, we can't do this, we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Your son bumped somebody into the water, playful like, right? Playful. And somebody jump out and go to save them and both of them die. You feel like your son should go to prison for 10 years?
I'm never going to feel like he should go to prison for 10 years, but I also didn't write this country. You know what I mean?
Right. But
you have to think about everybody, everybody involved. You can't just justify this because they were playing. Okay, but she affected everybody and it was avoidable. Yeah. Her action caused this ripple of effects. It was avoidable.
For sure.
It did not have to happen.
I agree with
But the crazy thing about that, what you're saying is, you're setting a very scary precedent that's going to be everybody cop out for doing something. Now you just have a whole bunch of people.
No. So by any stretch of the imagination, I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm not trying to justify.
I feel you,
that, right? I'm just saying like it's situational. 100% is 100% situational, right? I wouldn't want to see a young black male go to prison for 10 years over a playful incident that caused somebody's life.
I don't want to see it either.
It's a difference between, like, even if you say a young teenage boy, young boy versus a very grown. This is a very grown.
No.
It's
basically like you are an adult, even though you did this playfully. You know better. So it's like, is that the type of, you know what I'm saying? Aspect of it.
Do that, though. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know you don't put nobody in a damn water. But see, I say that because I have horrible aquaphobia. Mostly everybody who knows me know I don't fuck with water. I don't do deep water. I don't go to the beach. I do nothing with water because I can't swim. And I get scared of shit like that where people try to pretend to push me in a pool or say they're going to push me in some water. And that shit is very scary. I've almost drowned twice. So that shit is very scary. So I can't but sit here and think, like, people think that find that shit to be funny to play on shit that you don't like. I can take a joke, but some shit you don't play about. And the fact that I know how that guy must have been feeling about the water, and then if he's scared of water, and to know he died by water, just knowing from almost drowning how that shit feel, I can't have any remorse for her because I know firsthand, and thank the Lord I was there to be saved twice. But it's like, I know how that shit feels. So the fact that, he didn't get saved, he was scared. Somebody actually made him die in a way that I'm sure he never wanted to go because she thought the shit was funny. Throw the book at her. I feel like, sorry is not going to get them kids their daddy back. Sorry is not going to get that lady her husband back. You done fucked up these kids' life
I do got. So let me ask you a real question then. Have 10 years of prison corrected anybody in our lifetime?
I'm not condoning. I don't. It's not about the time, because really your argument was that she doesn't need to do any time at all. Like there doesn't need to be a repercussion for this accident that happened.
First off, let's clean that up. I said that from what I've heard, not because I don't know the details. He told me about it. He said it. He spoke it. From what I hear, doesn't sound like she need to do any time at all, because she's gonna live with the regret. Right, but prison don't fix people.
I agree.
So
I agree.
This. Say I drove your car,
right,
and I was just playing around with it, and I wrecked totally.
Mm-hmm.
Are you cool with me saying, man, like I would just drive around? I ain't mean to. You know what? Until you get your car fixed, I'm not gonna drive my car.
So we got two things in there. One, I wouldn't let you drive my car unless I knew you was capable, and two, I pay insurance for the same fucking reason. Both of them.
He was capable. But she knew he wasn't capable. That's true.
Would you pay the deductible?
Yeah.
For him wrecking your car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
But you can get a new car. You can't get a new partner. Can't get a new father.
So let's just say let's just take that situation out, because that's kind of sensitive.
You're right.
Let's say you in the house and an intruder comes in your house.
Mm-hmm.
You see him, whatever. You get ready to run out. You got your gun. You shoot. It goes through the wall, hits a kid. 13-year-old kid happened to be walking by.
Right.
That's negligence. Didn't mean to do it on purpose. They give you 10 years. Of course, you got remorse. How much time should you do? So I'm thinking everything is situational, really. You know,
that was
in that situation. Months, I don't know. You know, it's kind of hard because the system is set up. There's, if you do something wrong, there's a consequence. Sorry.
So
whatever happens in your rehabilitation.
The system ain't designed for
rehabilitation, brother.
I don't want to be this guy,
rehabilitation.
but I am this guy.
I'm exercises, I know. Whatever in the rehab. We know that they don't care about that part of the justice system.
No.
So I understand what you're saying, like, because really putting a kid in jail that young for eight months or whatever, that might shock them to be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I feel what you're saying. But unfortunately, when you start, like you said, it's a slippery slope. Once you start doing that, the lawyer's going to start being like, well, you know, it was an accident. And then
you can start setting the precedents for it to where that's where people are going to look for the loophole.
But
I did it on accident. It's like, yeah,
that's what they say anyway.
Yeah, the prison system, of course,
right,
y'all
but they
know
still
it's
stick to
messed
what
up.
the
It's
book
not
says.
to help people or anything, but at the same thing, you got to think about it. It's not so much as rehabilitation as these people family. You can't, when you know these people getting got their father, husband, whatever, they got killed negligently, and it's like you can't go and get them people back. You can't be like, he gonna get your husband back. So I feel like the person serving prison time is what's going to give them a semblance of closure. Like it's going to make them feel like, okay, my husband is not being able to walk around doing whatever he wants to. She shouldn't be able to run around doing whatever she wants to. She shouldn't be able to watch TV, get on the internet, go what she want to do, live her life. Even if she's living, because we don't know how she's feeling. There are some people who can do fucked up shit and still sleep well at night. So to say that,
that's true.
Save that thought for later too. I got a second story.
Mm-hmm.
To say that,
I got a second story, but keep going.
To say that, you know, oh well, she has to live remorse. We don't know how that lady feels. That lady may be sleeping pretty damn good at night.
She could be.
It's like the fact of the matter is, you know, like we said, the prison system fucked up, but it's just like they said, she is not being able to go places. She can't, like, she's out of prison now. If she wants something to eat from McDonald's, she can go get it. Prison is about being punished and confinement. She just needs to sit there and not, the punishment is her not being able to do whatever she wants to while simultaneously being stuck in that area to think about what she's done. Taking the rehabilitation and everything out of it, you can't just let her walk free. Is like almost telling the family member, like, well, fuck you, we don't care about how you feel. We don't care about, you know, trying to, you know, it's a symbolic thing. Like, we know that prison rarely rehabilitates people, but it's just to make the family feel like she's getting punished because that's the system we're built on. You do something wrong, you get punished.
That's insane. That's insane. And I can explain. I want you to go though, because I don't want to keep talking. But that's insane.
I understand. Yeah, I don't want you to feel like I'm against what it is, what your viewpoint is. I'm just saying. Well, my original point was, who's to say how long she's supposed to do this? Who's to say what she's feeling?
It's not gonna matter either way. A punishment is gonna happen.
Because I actually don't stand for incarceration. I don't feel like it's rehabilitation.
Yeah.
I feel like it actually makes more of a. If you y'all ever been caged before, like. Not able to go nowhere, and then for those that are in solitary confinement, that's so people aren't meant to be by themselves like that. You know what I mean? Like it's mentally damaging. You know what I'm talking about? I don't stand for it, but this is what happens here in this country. So it's kind of something that you kind of have to accept. So that's just really my viewpoint in it. Like the reality of what you're saying, I hear you, but nah, she's gonna have to do something. When you do something like this, the result is you doing this. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction, and that is the reaction that happens when you do this action.
Statistically, though, it ain't like that. I don't know. Was this lady? Was this lady Caucasian?
No, she was black.
She was a black lady, which is different. But the realistic thing about it is, it's an unfair advantage. I don't really want to get into it, but I feel you. I'm with you.
All right, let me read the chat then real
quick. Must be the double standard, huh?
Yeah, so let me read the chat.
I'm gonna just say this. I feel like after a certain time, like if say they say 10 years. After let's say 3 years, if they do whatever they have to do and they've done whatever they have to do, I feel like they should be eligible for supervised leave with restitution to that family. Like you got the time now. If you want to get out early, you can get out early, but you're gonna be supervised and you're gonna have to pay restitution to this family.
I respect that.
As long as you are out.
I respect that.
You can either do that or you can bring your ass back.
But caging me for free labor is,
you know what I'm saying? But I think that could be a reasonable option.
She knew better.
Yeah, let me read the chat.
Yeah, go ahead, Black. Make sure you can read, Black.
Shout them out real quick. Some of the people
shout out to Bathsheba. She hacked in from yesterday. She said Alabama in the house. She said honestly, she deserves it. A tasteless joke that unfortunately cost the lives of 2 people. And she also said she knew better. Sorry, but not sorry. She deserved to serve out her sentence. Think before you act. So
how many people?
So you think on this end and she thinking that end. So somewhere in the middle, 5 years.
So wait, how many people in this room have made a bad decision, a bad mistake that could have cost somebody a life or happiness or whatever the case may be that you didn't regret? How many people in this room can sit here with a clear face and say that, hey, yo, you ain't never done nothing wrong? Because and I'm curious.
Doing something, it's that this is like apples and oranges right now. Because I don't think nobody in this room has caused anybody to die. I don't know.
No,
but it's a difference between you doing something that may have hurt somebody's feelings or hurt somebody emotionally, and you just sat here and caused 2 people to die recklessly. We have to deal just like you said we all made a mistake. Just like everybody in there who has made a mistake, you got to deal with the consequences of said mistake.
Let me ask you something.
Hashtag that's causing no accountability. Because I remember when Ruggs, the football player, killed them people going at 150 miles per hour. It was a long list of people.
It was a person.
Saying, oh, y'all ain't never drove drunk before. Y'all ain't never did this before. Absorbing him from that.
No, he deserved that. He deserved that.
But people saying,
now wait a minute.
He was a good guy.
He didn't mean to kill that girl and her dog.
Well, he made a bad judgment. That's what you're saying.
And she made a bad judgment as well.
He's gonna regret that.
Yeah.
So
is his crime worse than hers when they both killed 2 people?
To get that point.
But it's a difference though. So it's a such thing as negligence and gross negligence, right? Gross negligence is totally different. That's gross negligence.
Because he was speeding when he did it. Because of the right,
different than what y'all about to start going into. So it's not a gross negligence or negligent thing when it comes to that. Either you're guilty of driving impaired and kill somebody. If that's clear, that's what that is. When y'all start talking about like murders and stuff like that, then if you sit there and say, okay, this person, he was so negligent that it could have happened without a doubt, versus that was an accident. It wasn't, it was a little bit negligent because he could have did something a little bit different, and then you can kind of vary with those degrees. But that's what I'm saying. Something like a boat accident where somebody fall off and things like that, it's kind of hard to judge that. It's hard to.
True story. Now, mind you, I ain't trying to defend this. Like, I don't know who she. I don't know her from Can of Paint. Mm-hmm. You hear me? Mm-hmm. I don't know who the lady is. I'm just saying, like, from the way the story was told to me, right, without emotion. I heard the story with less emotion versus I heard the Rugg story in full detail, right?
But your defense was emotion, her remorse.
So let's hear me out. Now, Rugg's got the same amount of remorse, but the one thing I know for sure in the Rugg story is fact. Fact was that he was traveling over 100 miles an hour under the influence and killed a woman. That's gross negligence. You talk to somebody that's a race car driver. Like, I have race cars. What can attest to this? I get, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I can only speak from my perspective, but this is what I want to say. But I want to get to
because we can go round and round all day.
We can, and we're gonna agree and disagree and all that stuff. And I always play devil's advocate because I always want to learn. I feel like you're a super intelligent woman.
I appreciate
think you got
that.
something that you can give me, right?
I appreciate
mentally.
That.
But what I'm saying is that in this situation, it's a bad scenario. I think the prison system is broken.
Mm-hmm.
The prison system.
I think the prison is a broken system to begin with.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, well, that might have something to do with it.
That could.
Because let's say if you had a kid, right? And you had a homeboy, he had a homeboy and they was playing in the house. And then they found the gun for whatever reason, the negligent reason. We're not going to gauge how much. And then they was playing with the gun and the friend accidentally shot your kid in the head and killed him. Would you feel like, oh, it was just an accident? Let's say they was 13, 14. Mm-hmm. Would you say, oh, it was an accident, that kids to be kids, give him a few months in jail, he probably learned his lesson? Would you feel that way?
No, let me tell you something that you don't know about me.
No, hold on. I just, before you confuse me with what I don't know about you, would you?
I'm going to answer this question for you, but my answer is going to shock you, and that's why I need to tell you.
How is it going to shock me? I don't know what you're going to say.
Okay, so honestly, if I think it was a truthful, playful act, I don't feel like he deserves that. It was a mistake.
Okay.
Because one thing about me, man, I'm over forgiving. The thing about black people, we're over forgiving. Bro, we didn't forgive people for not just the 400 years of slavery. Before then, bro, we've been forgiving people our whole life, bro. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. We are really soft, forgiving, trusting people that we probably shouldn't be, bro. We done got took advantage of our entire, from the time of our creation to now. We've been taken advantage of because how kind-hearted we are and how caring we are. And they try to paint us as thugs and violent people, but no, we just protective of our own. I'm protective of my own, bro. I don't have kids. You're correct. Okay. But guess what? I got brothers. Like, bro, I don't know you from a can of paint, but guess what? I've tuned into your show. I've watched what you do. I respect your mind. Yeah. And like, bro, you somebody I know that if they tell you did some wild shit out here, I'm like, whoa, that don't sound like him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't sound like him. And I'm like, yo, whoa, I'm gonna try to de-escalate. Yeah. Because that's the person I am. So
if the kid would, and I got where I'm with you. Trust me. I'm just adding little varies of degrees. So if the kid was white, right? Mm-hmm. Would that differ?
No.
Okay.
It would not differ. Not at all. Now, mind you, I'm from Atmore, Alabama. Jay, Florida is literally a hop and a skip from us. One of the most racist places in the country. Lord. Right?
What part?
Jay, Florida. Next door to Century. I've been there. Thanks. You ask the people there what black people hang, they'll tell you the nearest tree. You feel me? I've had people from my graduating class die from hanging, right? That don't get talked about in the news. We come from a little city, less than 7,000 people, right? I've seen all this in my lifetime. So, no, I don't feel like if a white kid did it, it'd be different. But if I knew it was malice there, if I can see the malice, guess what I'm gonna do? Because I can't depend on the police. I can't depend on Mobile PD, Atmore PD. I ain't been to a city where I feel like a PD had my back. Ever. Bro, I've never called the police in my life. I worked for major corporations on many occasions. Never had to call the police. Big time spots in major corporations. Bro, I'm broke as I've ever been in my life because I decided to take a step back. I want to have a family. You feel me? Never had to do that. But I never feel like they had my back. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So then I turn around and say, okay, you know, I have some shit come up. Man, this kid, I'll never forget, bro. My bus driver, Mr. Curry, his son, Curry Jr., go to a prom with the girl from Century, and he don't come back from prom. They find him in the tree hanging. You tell me as a parent I'm not going to investigate myself because I can't depend on the police. I can't depend on the police. Century is next door to Jay. I can't depend on the police to give me a true result. They're going to say, oh, he hung himself. No, he didn't. I'm going to do the investigation for myself because I can't depend on that. So, yeah, I feel where you was going with it, bro. I do. I ain't trying to be like super combative or take over the mic, but I honestly want to shut the fuck up. But like, bro, like y'all don't understand. Like I seen the different side of this country time. Like, bro, home in prison is Atmore, Alabama. Dead ass. The yellow hammer, the last electric chair in the country, was right there. I seen it. I know it, bro. Y'all watched this movie, Just Mercy, recently. That was real life. My daddy knew that former. My daddy named Curtis Davidson. That happened. My dad is 65 years old. My mom is 65. She got took out of the school at 10th grade. They told her that the education was inadequate. They put her in knot. When they segregated schools, that same school she graduated from, I graduated from. It was a lesser education. They took the great teachers out of that school and sent them to a private school because they got tuition. Now they get paid 80 versus the public school people get paid 40. It's different. It's different. That's what needs to be talked about, but nobody talks about it. And you ask me why I feel like, hey, look, you show a lot of emotion, and you think, oh man, maybe you took that different. Yeah, I did. It's different though. It's different.
But I can always respect your emotion and what you feeling, right? But as passionate as you are about the young lady that made the accident, you're not as passionate about the two fathers that lost their lives.
I am.
And that was my point.
I am.
Because I mean, I know that you feel this way, but you still have to give something to these people. So I definitely respect the point of view that Eternity came with, like, okay, well, here's something. And it doesn't put it in the prison system necessarily. It gives you an option to pay restitution to this family, because how else can you attempt to fill a void that you've created in their life by playing too damn much?
So I got a cousin who wasn't playing too much, who was murdered in the streets of Atmore. He was murdered. He wasn't playing too much. They wasn't playing. They killed him intentionally because they thought he had money. And I watched my auntie forgiven. That's the difference. That's the difference. Because forgiveness is available for everybody. Like, because I'm not going to let you drag me, and whether you believe in whatever you believe in, right? I read all texts. Whether you believe in whatever you believe in, I'm not going to let your thoughts and your grief and your whatever it take it is to bury my soul. Whatever you believe in. I'm a forgiving guy. I apologize if that offends anybody in here.
No, that's like you said earlier, that's literally who we are though.
Yeah.
We can't we don't want to give just because we were always receiving these things. We don't give that energy back because we were done the same way. I'm not going to give the energy that was already given to me. I'd rather just give the energy I want to receive, so we can try to live this life. It don't work that way for us, obviously.
Yeah, we've been conditioned to think like that, though, and that's our downfall.
It's regardless of what it is, something has to be done.
We have no boundaries.
Whether, you know what I'm saying, like you said, it don't matter. And I definitely agree with you saying.
If it can be outside of incarceration, I'm definitely for that. Double down. But
it's just not gonna happen.
I'm sorry, it's not going to be enough to fix it. I feel you. I feel you on your forgiveness too. Right. But also, you have to stop expecting the you out of people. Just because you so forgiven doesn't mean that everybody else is as forgiven as you are. And bless your heart for being so forgiven. But everybody don't got your heart.
No, you're right. You're very true.
So you have to stop thinking that everybody is going to think how you think. You know what I mean?
Downfalls in life. You're exactly right.
Yes.
I can't argue with you no more.
That's
because
right.
you were 100% right. You just called a spade, and I'm one to recognize it. That's true.
Do we forgive everybody else but ourselves though?
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah,
because we forgive. Let's just call it what it is. We say we forgive white people all the time, but yet we'll hold a grudge with our own kind for years upon years. So is our forgiveness conditional? I mean, obviously you say yours not, but black people as a whole, Moors, whatever you want to call it, African American, whatever you want to call yourself,
that's situational. That's situational.
Yeah, I think forgiveness is situational in general, and the way that you deal with it, and how it takes you to.
Is it possible some people are confusing forgiveness with discernment? Because just because you feel I should forgive you, some people's idea of forgiveness is letting this go and proceeding to have interactions with a person. My forgiveness may be never speaking to you again.
Absolutely.
And not acting on violence.
Absolutely.
His forgiveness may be praying for you.
No. Mine is definitely praying, but I don't never talk to you again. So just put those two you just said together, and that's my forgiveness. So I'll pray for you on a daily basis.
I feel like this is just me, and I feel like I've talked about this before. I feel like you don't have to forgive everybody. And I don't feel like you could. I feel like you could not forgive somebody for something they did, but it ain't gonna control you either.
I'm gonna go after you.
Just because it's like if somebody hurt you and it's like, yeah, okay, I would have you. You sorry. I don't have to accept your apology. I feel like we set this trend of you're gonna feel bad if you don't. Like, no, I'm not giving you fucking peace.
Hey, just because I forgive you don't mean I'm gonna apologize to you. Get that shit understood. Just because I forgive you don't mean I'm gonna apologize to you or talk to you. Don't get that understood. I don't give a fuck.
What's the
I'm talking
like I forgive you. I forgive you for me, but don't mean I'm gonna be like, okay.
See, but
let's
that's my
go
thing.
to this.
I just feel like I don't owe. I feel like you don't owe people.
No, she blowed over there.
No, I just wanted to first tell you I wasn't coming for you.
And you don't like just like some people feel they don't owe people an apology. You don't owe people forgiveness. Like Sir was saying, you could just be like, okay, fuck it and live with it. But at the same time, it's like I'm not finna sit here just because you apologize. I'm not finna be like I accept it. I feel like you are in your right to say, no, I do not forgive you for that.
That's on you.
But you also
forgiveness is definitely a you thing.
Oh yeah.
I think a lot of people say that, well, you're gonna be the one feeling bad. You're gonna be feeling. It's like, no, you don't have to carry it with you just because you don't accept their apology. People process their emotions differently, and I think the biggest issue that I think Kay Marie was driving is when it comes to issues of ethics, morality, all of that, we're all going to have a different idea about it. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people who say the lady could serve 10 years, 20 years, 30 years of life, and they'll feel like it's still not enough when it comes to ethics, morality, what's right, what's wrong. That's always going to be a personal choice. So I feel like for that question, there's no right answer. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer.
That's very true.
That we're never going. We can sit here and argue for 3 hours, and we're never going to come to a consensus because everybody has their own ethical code. Everybody has their own idea of morality and morals and everything.
I agree.
Yeah, I didn't want you to think I was coming at you when I asked you about the
just
kid
like to
thing.
show the whole picture.
It's because what happens is kind of like to bridge the gap of what you're saying is when you have a kid plucked out of your life like that, it does create a void in you, right? And so let's say, for example, they were friends. You see that kid get out of jail, go to prom, go to do this,
married,
having fun,
graduate, all that.
You still have to deal with that. And you can call yourself apologizing to that person, but that person still has a void. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to factor that in.
Right, I ain't never got to apologize to somebody to apologize to somebody. You know that, right?
What's that?
I don't have to apologize to you to apologize to you.
Well, you don't have to, but
no. I'm sorry. I don't want to go too crazy deep because we can go deep forever. But bro, no, I respect exactly what you.
Because the action is what's best, not the words. So I can understand. You ain't got to say sorry, but if you act in a sorry way, or if you made a mistake and you correct the mistake, you won't never have to say
or
it. Or
if you can just admit your fault in the situation, you don't necessarily have to say I apologize, but you can say I was wrong in this manner. Exactly. I should not have acted this way, X, Y, and Z. And that's not necessarily I apologize, but it still constitute as an apology.
Hey, I really,
you know what I mean?
Minds on that side of the room, like bro, both of y'all.
Well, you know, I can't motherfucking Maria. Oh, I'm sorry, but
Hey,
Blacks over here.
Well, this
I'm
gonna tell you.
fuck out of me.
No, I love y'all. I love all y'all. I'm just saying though, like the conversation has been heavy
Y'all is
with
crazy.
these two. The conversation for me has been heavy with these two, and I didn't come here to be like.
Hey, thank y'all for getting the likes up.
I came to be just like
The chat is
support.
lit.
I came to be support. I do apologize for being heavy conversations, but I like.
No, it's a podcast, and we be potting, okay, and casting. All right, that's what we came to do. Have everybody put in on the same controversial issues.
Please do.
What's the purpose of forgiveness?
I'm glad you asked.
What's the purpose of forgiveness?
I mean, because God forgives us, so you're supposed to forgive just as your Father has forgiven.
And when you forgive,
so there's obligation
to release you. You know what I'm saying?
So now you
from release you.
Yeah.
So you think God forgives you to release Him?
But forgiveness is not for the other person.
Well, hold on. That's not my question. You just said you made a statement. You know, God forgives us, right? So that means that is the standard, right?
Yeah, that's the scripture.
So my question is, do you think God forgives us for Him? Because you just said God forgives us all the time, and He's the standard. So when I hear people say forgiving is for me, and I'm like, I don't think that's what God was meaning by that. But
it's levels to it, because guess what? You can spiritually carry something that you need to carry.
You can apologize and still carry it spiritually. The whole purpose of forgiveness is so you can forget about it. Because remember, the question was, how often am I supposed to forgive? And he was like
77 times 7,
which was a number that was uncountable at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the whole moral to that story was to not have it linger on you like that and forgive him. So yeah, technically it's for you, so that way you don't hold yourself in the quagmire. But really, the forgiveness is about the other person, because you're showing grace to that person, just like
regardless
God shows grace to us. That's how I would think. That's how that works.
Check it out though. But look, Judas didn't forgive himself.
I don't know about Judas. I'm talking about God as being the standard of forgiveness.
But he did it. That's still.
So he forgave Judas, right? Is that what you're saying?
Because Judas didn't forgive himself. Peter did.
Okay.
And look how that both turned out.
Okay. And for those that don't know, how did it turn out?
Judas killed himself.
Okay. So
Peter
because
himself.
Did he kill himself because he denied the Son of Man?
Yeah.
So I mean, it ain't no. He could have. That could have been like something heavy on him. But I'm just saying the whole principle of forgiveness itself. Because the question is, what's the purpose of forgiveness, right? Mm-hmm. The purpose of forgiveness is to give that other person grace. So that's why when you say, why throw them in jail and try to ruin their life tit for tat? I want to show grace to this person, and maybe they would get the point and then be more like God and walk a better life.
I do feel like some people in jail. Like, let me clear that up.
Yeah, we ain't talking about all.
So like, I feel like anybody that's willing to rape someone deserve to spend the rest of their life in jail.
Yeah, but what if they was raped as a kid?
Or pedophile, I don't care. They just been like that's sexual crime. But outside of that, like I think murder is something that can be forgiven. I think a lot of stuff can be forgiven.
Rape is the only thing that you feel like people should be incarcerated for
life.
For life, rape.
Well,
so if you take an AK and you go and shoot up a school, that's not like murder, because you said murder.
I'm sorry. I do apologize. You're right. That was
but also
that was oversight. I do apologize. Wait, no, don't beat me up yet. I see you on your way. You got your gloves out. Don't punch me.
My gloves are always on.
Yeah, your gloves was on just then.
They should have told you about me.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. The dude that shot up the theater, written. I feel like he should be, but you know, it ain't my business. But oh, my bad. So no, you're correct. I did exclude some people. I did exclude some people. I do apologize. But my personal, like, so if you didn't know, this is something new about me. I think rapists, pedophiles,
grape. We're on.
Oh, grape.
Grape. My bad. Grapist. My bad. I did not know. It's on me.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
no, that's good. Keep going.
But yeah, but like those categories, I don't feel like it's a fix for it. Like that whole, they was born this way. Nah, I'm good, yo. Nah.
It's just too nuanced.
It is.
But I understand we need to insert more grace, though. Moral to your story is we need to have more grace instead of,
because Peter gave
instead of
himself
just
grace
throwing
and
them in
Judas did
jail.
not give himself grace. Therefore, the forgiveness was not there.
So grace is good all the way around on both sides of the spectrum.
Whether you're giving it away to somebody else or giving it to yourself, it's the same key point for the forgiveness. So I'm going to read what the definition of it is and then what they say it means in the Bible. Both of them are quick. Forgiveness, the action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. Of course, that was going to be vague. And then this one says, what is the meaning of forgiveness in the Bible? Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. Rather, forgiveness means letting go of the pain the incident is causing us. We forgive to give ourselves peace of mind and in hopes that one day someone will return the favor if we ever offend them. Basically what this one was saying when he referenced that God, we're forgiven the same way that God gave,
So question, would someone's lack of forgiveness prevent them from going to heaven?
I don't think anybody on earth is in place to give it.
Well, it depends on how far they go with it.
So this depends on your religion. This depends on your belief. I do believe this, right? So I grew up a Christian, right? Talking about 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, all day Sunday though. Like not summer Sunday, the entire day of Sunday. You feel me? So I grew up that way. Do I call myself Christian? Absolutely not, because Jesus Christ was not a Christian. Christianity was named after him. So therefore, I would not be calling myself a Christian. I am religious though. I am spiritual. Understand me? You feel me? So with that being said, I also don't believe that, they say every ear shall bow, and I don't feel like a good Muslim that died yesterday is gonna bust hell open. I don't believe that. Like if you're a truly good person, if you tell me that my God tells you that you can't come into these pearly gates, if you're a truly good person just because you didn't hear the name of Jesus Christ, that sounds ludicrous to me. That's just my personal opinion. Now, mind you, that's against every text that you could possibly read, but that's just my opinion.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ, though?
Do I believe in Jesus Christ that they painted in the King James Version?
No, just straight up.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
I do believe in Jesus.
Okay.
100%, yeah.
I'm not making a judgment. I just was curious.
No, for sure. And now, mind you, I've read probably a lot of texts, bro. I read a lot of texts.
But it's even like that because in the King James they do describe him the correct way. It's just the picture, the picture that they put in like movies.
That's different.
You know what I'm saying, and stuff like
different.
that. So
I mean, but that ain't. I don't dig too deep into that because I expect you to understand, right? You understand. Everybody get that grammar?
Right.
Like you understand. I expect that.
The reason I posed that question I just posed is one of the reasons I left my church. My church was heavy on forgiveness there, and I ain't gonna say what the church was, but their message was, and this was Christian, you forgive so that Jesus will forgive you so you can get to heaven.
But that's against the Bible.
My point. So as I read for myself, it didn't make sense. So I started to ask. We had an open door policy. I would ask one-on-one, one of the pastors. I'm like, okay, I will pose the situation. I get their response, and I would go from there. My question was, hey, if a young lady is raped, right? So she's supposed to forgive her rapist, right? He said yes. And I'm like, okay, so if that rapist comes here, gets saved, baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost, goes to heaven, and that girl goes to heaven too and sees him, everything's supposed to be cool, right? Could not answer my question.
Ooh.
Well, it's passage
that's,
about that.
That's deep.
Well, you should have left the church because it's passage about that.
Okay.
Because in heaven, no one would know who anybody is, according to the word that's been given to us right now. Mind you, we was brought over here. We was given different names. We was given a word by a very terrible person. You understand? But yeah. So I mean, if you go by that, yeah, nobody knows who's who, right? I don't go to heaven and know who eternity is.
So if I ever feel like I'm leaning heavy into Christianity, it's for reasons. Because the more, and I'm glad everybody's saying nuance, the more I read for myself, the more I see the more I see more into personal discernment, into interpretation.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It feels like a personal responsibility. But I want to look back around, and I'm sorry, that was a part B to that argument we were having earlier. So we got the young lady, accidentally bumped the gentleman, and after this, we're going to get off into it.
My bad.
No, you're fine. I feel like this was a really good conversation to see what people were thinking. But we have another young lady. Name might sound familiar. Her name was Cassandra Damper. Cassandra Damper was on live in the car with a few of her friends, doing stupid shit, holding a gun, playing with it. She pointed it at a boy. The boy said, "Yo, move that shit. Don't point that shit at me." Gun goes off. She shoots him in the head. Police shows up. She says, "I don't know what happened. He shot himself in the head." He can't answer because he's damaged. They finally get him stable. He wakes up. The other person in the car admits she was playing with a gun. The people on live seen it. She shot him. She goes on the run. They finally catch her 3 months later. She gets sentenced to 10 years. She does 6 months. She gets out. What do you say?
Did he leave?
You looked directly at me and asked me.
Specifically,
I looked at you too, for the record.
Oh,
Right at
goodness.
you. What you got to say to this one? I'm interested.
Oh my
What was
Rapist.
the name again?
The young lady,
Yes.
Cassandra Damper. It happened in Texas.
That's a lot of pressure y'all put on me right now. So no, you're the look that you gave me and the look that you're giving me is exactly correct. I do feel like she should be slammed with the whole book.
They call it. Oh, I'm sorry. They call it shock probation. Instead of giving them jail time, it's shock probation.
What is that?
Kind of like
To scare them straight.
Give them all that time.
Get right or do this.
Give them the environment, so then that way it shock them,
That's
and hopefully,
Shock probation.
and hopefully they would not visit that.
That's
You wait on me, ain't it? I see it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
She's waiting on me.
That's wild.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. The way my spirit feels is, and mind you, so this is what a lot of people connect. A lot of people connect the families to the loss, right? I have nothing to do with that. Then my thought process has nothing to do with that.
So she was driving, and she's on camera, mind you.
Well, you
She's
ain't heard my
driving
opinion.
around, though.
You hadn't heard my opinion,
Okay, go ahead.
right? Oh, so you paused me.
What
with
I
your
don't
hand.
understand is why you going to run. First off,
Have you seen the
first
video?
you lied and you went on
Show
the
him.
run.
No, I
So
don't want
you-
to see it. I want to give you what I really
You
think.
kind
It's
of
not
made
graphic.
yourself look more guilty of this when you could have just easily I guarantee you, had she just fessed up about what happened, because of course it was a mistake.
oh, she cocked
She was
it.
going and
I
she was
remember this.
playing around with it. She probably wouldn't
That's
even
not
got that
playing with
time.
Cock
But
the gun.
because you lied and you went on the run, you really made it worse on yourself.
Right.
Just push the button.
You
And-
made it worse on yourself
and she-
by even lying and going on a run. Like, people online.
But she got 5
and
years
people
for
in the
tampering
car.
with evidence.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
She got charged for that part too, though. She got 5 years for tampering
So
with
listen,
evidence.
that's
But
what I'm saying. Like, that's what really.
But so that outweighs shooting a nigga in the head.
I know she's waiting on me, bro. I got to give it to her. I got to.
So that outweighs
'Cause I ain't seen the video yet.
That nigga's
I don't wanna see it.
paralyzed
That's
from
true.
right
it's not graphic. It just showed her playing with it, and then she cocked it back and pointed to his head.
Cocked
and
it
shot
back,
him.
pointed to his head, and shot him.
Yeah.
So
What-
hear me out.
Mm.
Right. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
So
She ain't like
is that gross negligence? In my opinion, 100%.
You said this was in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's open carry, so she didn't even need a license anyway. So
So
there's no,
I do-
there's
I-
nothing on that.
I do believe it was gross negligence. Right. In my opinion. In American law, so this is what you were saying to me
Oh,
earlier.
now we
You
want to go
said
to
this
American
me earlier.
law.
So this is like, so I eat my
Oh.
words too. I'm a crow eater. I eat crow. I eat it with along with
A little
everybody.
hot sauce for you, add more.
Yeah, with everybody. Yeah, I eat it with everybody.
Constitution is.
So yeah,
It's
for
$50,000
For sure.
restitution.
Oh my
That's a
God,
funeral.
that's terrible. Oh,
Oh.
it's hurtful.
Oh,
Oh, and here.
it's hurtful.
It does.
It's
yeah,
hurtful
for sure,
now.
because I eat
It hurts
crow,
him.
too. And yeah, tell her it hurts me. Yeah. So yeah, no, she need the book, right?
Oh, now she need the book.
But listen to me though. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. That's how I feel. I'm telling you my feelings. So if y'all can't understand it, I have
So logically, she doesn't need the book.
no logically. Let's go logic now. So I'm telling you feelings. Feelings. She need the book.
Mm.
Logically, Probably not. Logically, prison doesn't correct people.
Okay.
They didn't give a prison. They shot probation.
Let me read you something. The guy, because she said Holmes confronted Damper for the first time since he was shot. He told the court that he believes Damper should receive time behind bars because he has been living in his own prison since the shooting.
Oh.
He is unable to walk, dress, or use the restroom.
And he's a daddy.
And this man is.
And that is called revenge and vengeance. That's called vengeance.
Okay,
that,
you don't think that? Okay,
vengeance that you should live in your own prison too.
Living his life fully. He got.
Give me a good example of vengeance.
He got disabled for no reason. Hell,
I'm gonna tell you, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you what.
Give me a
And I'm
good-
gonna tell you why else I feel like I understand why you said that she deserves it.
Yeah.
Not only does she deserve it, because one, she was playing with, and you said he
You
also
cocked the gun
stated,
and aimed.
"Don't play with that gun around me."
Yes.
Don't point that at me.
And she pointed it at him
Cocked
still
it.
Yeah.
and cocked it.
And cocked
So
it.
she damn sure
Yeah.
deserved
I'm
the
just
book.
saying. I know I ain't perfect. I ain't
No, and
perfect.
not regardless. Even now, I'm not saying it was. It
My
was
thoughts
Hold on,
obviously-
Danae.
And obviously, it was an accident. But
Hold on.
I'm here.
Hold
I
on.
see you looking at me.
Wait.
I know.
Wait.
I'm here. Open on.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Same difference as some two people standing on the damn boat.
Yeah, now I'm playing with a gun that's so first
Playing
off,
with my fear of fucking water. Don't play with me around this edge like that.
Let me tell you though, how many people died?
She did it anyway. Cocked her fucking hip and shot his ass over the side.
Let me tell you something though. I ain't learned how to swim until I was about 13.
I'm not seeing your point.
I was afraid.
I'm not saying you talking about plums. We talking about apples.
Listen to me. I'm afraid of water to this day, and I can fucking swim.
No.
But
Come back to this. No.
Come on, bring me back.
Because right now you swimming over fucking there. No. Same difference.
It's not.
Same thing.
Guns are proven deadly.
And putting a non-swimmer in the water is proven deadly.
I couldn't swim till I was 13. I was drowned twice before I was 13.
You proving my point, baby. Don't drink no more of that. Put it down on the floor right quick. You on my side.
I am on your side.
You're not even defending you're not even defending your own point no more. I just needed to bring that to your good. Here we are. Welcome. What else you got, Jeremy?
No.
I just needed him to see the error his own way.
No, hear me out.
Baby, I'm all about holding up mirrors and reflection. Here we go.
Start this conversation with my error in my own way.
I feel you.
By saying that, hey, I know this is going to look crazy.
Indeed.
But I think she should throw the book at it. Did I not say that?
It did look emotional. You're right.
You started off by saying we're talking logically though.
Right.
That's how you said it.
Right.
So I was like, I feel like we having two different kind of conversations.
Indeed. Because he talking with his nice Peter heart over there. His nice pure Peter heart.
No. So my heart was solved before this. My heart was different before this.
I hear you.
It was solved before that.
I hear you. Okay, I get you solved. Come on.
It was rough. So no, 100%. I love all of it. And one thing for sure, I appreciate your channel.
Yeah.
I want you to come talk to us.
Will do.
Cause I got somebody on my show.
I've seen it.
Who child?
Let's go.
Say less.
Right.
Hey,
Time, place.
Oh, we gotta get
The forbidden door. Oh, shit.
Hello.
Because we haven't even made it to that part.
Look, not even. We on something else, you know.
What's that in your hand now?
Oh, she came equipped.
Okay.
I do love this company though.
Wonderful. Okay, chat. Y'all ain't talking to us no more.
Right, what's
Make
going
sure
on
that
with
you
the chat?
share in the chat.
Y'all got the likes up. We appreciate
Make sure you
that.
share
Make
in
sure
the
y'all
chat,
subscribe
please.
to
I
the
got the
channel.
Haru and
The
the One
2020
Piece hat on.
podcast channel.
We got even more people coming to join us.
Respect.
It's a family. It's a family. It's a party. It's a
Because
party.
we're gonna start talking about that.
1 second.
Safe word in a minute.
For about 15 minutes.
Pause for 15 minutes.
We're gonna get set up. We got some guests coming in. We're gonna get ready for the safe word.
But please join the chat.
Okay, well, let me say this.
In the conversation. Listen, with some of these conversations we have, it isn't a right or wrong answer.
Right.
It's designed to inspire dialogue.
Exactly.
That's all.
Exactly.
So I think we accomplished that. Do never apologize for what you feel, bro.
Exactly.
I'm
that.
always going to.
And I'm always. Let me say this.
My mind is weird.
I'm an advocate for men and how they feel and
My
what they have
mind
to
is
say.
weird,
So
bro.
always know that you're being heard over here. I'm an advocate for men and how they feel and what they have to say.
Yes.
So
understand.
I'm always here for what you feel, even if it's paying for breakfast with my black card and you feel some kind of way about it. Like I always am going to take into consideration. But even if I feel like I didn't do nothing wrong when I paid for that goddamn breakfast, and that you're gonna get that goddamn over it,
Oh man,
then it's real, but no, seriously, I always commend men for being able to open up because every guy doesn't have a platform, and I always try to be a platform in myself, make my temple a platform for men to be able to get their shit out, and this is a platform for men to be able to get their shit out. So always be you, and keep that nice Peter heart you got, that nice pure, Saul heart that you got.
There you go.
Heart of gold is beautiful, absolutely.
I'm a real me. Attorney can tell you from experience. He's seen it.
Oh, me has it.
Okay, we got to pause this live, guys. Make sure that you go ahead and get your friends. Go ahead and share it. Have them primed and ready. Because when we come back, it's the part 2. Sun going down, we going down too. Ow. So make sure that you come on back. Get your safe word. Come on. We excited.
Before we go on,
Hit this little pause. Go get your drink. Go roll your tree. Go do what you got to do. Come on back right here. 20/20 podcast. YouTube. Go ahead, Mr. WDW.
This is, of course, brought to you by the 2020 Podcast LLC.
Please say the LLC.
And sponsored by Black Renaissance Clothing Brand. We can go to the website www.shopblackrenaissance.com and put in promo code LLC20, get 20% off your entire purchase. You can also go to Black Box Grooming, www.blackboxgrooming.com. You can put in that same promo code LLC20, get 20% off your entire purchase. They got beard oils, beard butter, beard wash, and beard conditioner. Get your beard velvetized with Black Box Grooming.
Oh God, we'll be back.
That was strong.
So we are going to intro the show.
Okay.
We're gonna intro the show. I'm gonna just say, quick spill about we got some special guests in the house. We're gonna do a round robin. Everybody gonna introduce themselves to the audience. We're gonna welcome y'all to the safe word. Then we're gonna go into the first topic. All right.
You're so professional.
Damn.
Hey everybody, this is Mystique.
This is Mr. Everlasting.
And this is the safe word.
Safe word. What's happening? Something, Steve?
All that noise. All these people we got in the house.
Bro, we got
today.
a whole lot of special guests in the
Dang
house.
it, here.
I think we got an orgy. Like this is an orgy's worth of people we got in here today.
It does feel like an orgy,
You just
We'll go that way.
like
technically-
eargasm.
no. So technically,
Technically.
if 5
It's an
people
orgy.
took their shoes off in this room, yes, we would be in an orgy.
I
Because
think you had
that
to
is
be in
the
a bed.
that is the depth.
No, you ain't gotta be in a bed to have an orgy.
No, you have to be in the bed with your shoes off.
You have to be.
Something
Yes,
like
you have
that.
to be. You essentially have to be next to one another.
Uh-huh.
5 people next to one another with no shoes off, like with no shoes on, constitutes an orgy.
I love how
So if
everybody
5
started looking at
people
everybody.
slept in a California king bed and all y'all took y'all shoes off, technically you had an orgy.
Hashtag orgy.
No, we will not hashtag orgy.
No, hashtag.
But yo, man, we got a whole lot of special guests in the building. We got a whole lot to get to. So without further ado, we are going to allow our guests to introduce themselves. I am going to start to my left.
In the hallway here that I'm on the camera. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jonathan. I'm visiting for the 2020 podcast.
Hey,
I'm just coming out here.
Bruh, LLC.
Please say
Say
LLC.
yes.
Good time.
Yeah. Woo! Welcome, John.
Got your back, black man.
Thank you.
Man.
I'm Ebony the Goddess.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey.
The Goddess.
Double D, double S.
Whoa! Triple D more like
Whole lot of these in this man.
Show
It
Will.
actually is.
Ow.
It actually is.
That's right.
This is the Giddy Titty Committee.
Yes.
The
what?
The Giddy Titty Committee.
That's a shirt.
This right here, this shit right here is your girl lady from the 2020 podcast LLC,
Please say the LLC.
who has already had her cherry pop being with the Safe Word podcast. So I'm just here for the ride. And when I say ride, I mean ride. Yes.
My name is David.
David.
Podcast and the Safe Word.
Nice to meet you,
Really
David.
excited to be here.
David.
I'm excited to learn all kinds of new stuff.
It's giving the office.
Hey, man, it's your boy, sir. Y'all know what I do. I'm the producer for the Safe Word. I'll be in the background talking shit, telling the door just talking to the goddamn mic. Every time. And yeah, I'm ready to get it. I'm excited to see everybody in here, man. I'm excited.
It's on me.
Yeah.
It's your boy Country,
Oh,
representing for the South Got Something to Say, coming live right here.
yeah.
I'm so glad to be here. So happy to see all these beautiful black faces in the building. Let's go. Hey.
My name is TK. I'm here visiting part of the 2020 podcast. Please say the LLC.
Please
say the
LLC.
Good. Get my chair pop today.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey.
Fresh chairs.
Please
And
pop the
stems on the ground.
cherry.
It's chairs and stems on the ground.
All this new booty.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Hey, dim the lights.
Not to keep sweat.
Put the
It's
red
a-
lights on.
Yeah, what a fog machine at? It's your boy, Mr. Wind Down Wednesday, aka the Light Skin Key Sweat, coming to you here, courtesy of the 2020 podcast LLC.
Please say the
LLC.
And I ain't getting my cherry pop. I'm popping cherries tonight. So let's
Oh my
get it.
God.
Woo. He
You must have
picking
took the
stems up off
quiz.
the ground.
Hashtag popping cherries.
You must have took the quiz.
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping them cherries.
You took the quiz.
Hashtag took the quiz.
If you hashtag one more thing.
What happened?
Hashtag one more thing.
What's happening? It's your girl, Miss Pretty, aka the chef in charge, CEO of Team Your Fault, and also co-host for the Midnight Snack with D and D. I'm also aka Mrs. Everlasting.
Hey! Shout out!
Right.
Talking shit.
Oh, me? Oh, it's your boy, EBH Black from Cali, the Bay Area, where the champions at. I'm the Attorney General of the Liddy City, and this is my Liddy Committee.
Let's go.
AKA the dark-skinned Drake, the dark-skinned Chris Brown.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
I'm sick of it. You know what it is. It's your girl, K. Marie of the 2020 Podcast LLC. Please say the LLC. Shout out to Not Your Typical Tuesdays, as well as the Adventures of Kay and Day. Always look for those times. We also like to eat. So if you have any places that, you want us to eat at, pun intended. Nobody called this safe words, so I felt free to say it.
I like to eat.
But yeah, we trying to go there. That's all I'm saying. Love to see it. Love to see it. Yes. It's a party now. His nipples out.
So how many nipples count as an orgy?
At least 10.
It's definitely over 10 nipples.
Well, no, Kayla took her shoes off. I think she tried.
My shoes are on.
But what if they have?
I had to hide my toes because she said my toes being out counted.
Then do they got? I guess.
Hey, some people have one nipple for real. I'm just saying. What if they got one nipple?
Do they have
all
one
nipples
foot?
and all titties?
And some people got one nipple.
Yeah.
Some people have 3.
Some people have 3.
I do know the 3, but I ain't never seen
There's
one.
some people who have like nipples in their armpit.
Yeah.
I've seen 3, but I ain't seen one.
But he allergic to armpit nipples, evidently.
Wait.
Don't do that.
No, somebody gotta explain this to me. Is one nipple out there?
There's one
Like
nipple.
it's 2 titties with like one nipple on one, just one of the titties.
Yes.
The other titties smooth as fuck.
One look like a knee.
He is a country boy.
Bro, hey,
Gotta check the reference.
I need proof. I need evidence. Hey, can we please submit evidence 103 and
Wait.
Okay, you said bend it.
bro.
I have to make it
Like this.
Excuse me, I got some housekeeping announcements to make. The opinions that you will hear in this room tonight are not the opinions of the safe word. Please use everyone's opinions to your own discretion. Do not use those opinions. They are not reflections of the opinions of the safe word or Mystique or Mr. Everlasting or the safe word.
Or EBH Black or anybody in this
Everybody's responsible for their own opinion.
I appreciate your disclaimer, but I need proof for this one nipple shit.
As I've said before, please see the South got something to say with your nipple in court. Please do not. Please do not send us nipples.
The South got something to say. Inbox is open, but
It's the no
individual
nipple that he wants to see.
No, send them
individual nipples. Send them to South got something to say.
Do not
Individual
send the,
nipples.
do not send the safe word nipples. I admin the page.
No, listen. Send
Send them.
individual.
I
nipples.
like titties.
I was gonna say send them.
Never
So we
mind.
can
Send
sit,
the page too.
sit and watch it. Like, what the hell wrong with them?
Every
This one
woman
looks
in
like
here.
a starfish.
that-
Turn
if-
this down.
Starfish.
Hey, I've seen some funny looking
An
nipples.
individual nipple.
Okay. So, with that being said, our first topic. of
That
the
went
evening-
left nipple. That's what.
Just one.
Our first topic, but it's like, look, you know how you see those dream sequences that we're gonna fade away from this shit right now. One, we'll find it. We'll Google it. That's what we'll do. We'll Google
We
it.
will find
Google.
That's hilarious.
So our first topic this evening, and we saved this topic. Oh, we saved this topic because we wanted the opinions of many for this. I know a lot of us in this room have things that we adhere to. I know that we have a lot of blurs in this audience this evening. And so with that being said, I ran across this topic from the Uppity Negress, and I wanted to be able to share this with you this evening. And it's kind of a long read, so y'all just got to kind of tap in right quick. Conversations with nerd men really get on my nerves because they really refuse to see that, with very few exceptions, they are the problem. I am a nerd and I've always been a nerd. I was a tomboy my entire life and was often one of the only girls who was openly into anime in my social circle. It always made sense to me to date other nerds because it's common sense to date people who have common interests with you, right? Most of my guy friends will willfully ignore a nerdy black girl to chase a girl way out of his league with no mutual interest, and then sit and expect girls who were actually interested in him to coddle him through that shit and saw nothing wrong with it. Now, I'm not saying that nerdy girls had some sort of entitlement to the romantic intentions of the nerdy boys, but clearly, this is something that these ashy ass blurred incels willfully ignore when they're waxing poetic about how no one ever loved them, ever. In the times that I did date other nerdy boys, a lot of them were weird and not capable of having healthy relationships. Now, if I dated them, the typical nerdiness stereotypes, like them being funky, socially awkward, and or physically unattractive, did not apply. The relationships often broke apart for the following reasons. First, didn't actually exist in the real world and had no life outside of video games. Video games were clearly an unhealthy escape coping mechanism for them, and they were addicted in the same ways that someone could be addicted to drugs or alcohol. They made it nearly impossible to maintain relationships with them that were more than superficial. Two, porn and hentai addiction is rampant in nerdy circles, and no one talks about this. I feel it's especially rampant because nerd men internalize those fake narratives about their desirability, and so they pour themselves into fantasy women and become no longer able to engage real women. Three, instead of being present with and enjoying getting to know you, a lot of them spend a lot of time gatekeeping nerdiness and trying to convince you that you're not a real nerd. Because obviously, if you are a real nerd and you're attractive and get dates, they can't blame their nerd interest as to why they are unattractive. And that's something a lot of them don't want to admit to themselves. Never wanted to actually go out. Listen, I am a homebody. I love being home. I love video games, anime, comics, comic books. I do not want to sit in the house and do those things all day, every day. I want to see the world and other humans. Expecting me to be interested in and engaged in all of their fandom's interests, but they were never reciprocal. They were just flat out assholes, mean and spiteful for no justifiable reason. Even if it wasn't to or about me, I don't want to be around a person like that. Edgelords who gave more about getting shock value reactions out of people by saying weird and offhand stuff rather than building connections with people through meaningful conversations because they weren't capable of having those. Now, here's the kicker. I am pan. I date people of all genders, and my partners are always nerds. But these behaviors are only disproportionate to cishet male nerds. I've literally never encountered an unhealthy level of any of that with femme nerds and non-binary or trans nerds. It is literally only in that singular demographic. Who wants to start?
I'll start.
It was a lot.
Because that was low. That was
it is. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot to take in.
But what she said is true, though. What she said is true. Because you have these ashy ass niggas. Is nigga okay to say? Shit, I already said that. You have these old ashy ass niggas who like are still living and dwelling on the fact that the girl they asked to the dance in the 11th grade said no. Or they're going around like, I cannot stand. I've heard dudes say, well, black girls didn't like me because I watched anime. And it's like, we're not even going to say it because, I mean, most of them didn't wash their ass. But we ain't even going to go on that point. The issue would be, is some, because I've had it happen to me. If you say, oh, I watch anime, then they want to have, well, what anime you watch? And don't say Naruto, don't say Dragon Ball Z, don't say One Piece, don't say this. It's like they feel like they want to sit there because they don't have any kind of power to themselves, or they feel low tier in themselves. So when they finally have something that they can feel like empowered or powerful on, they sit there and they make it less fun for you. Because it's like, if somebody says they watch anime, they don't have to watch some 3-season anime that came out 20 years ago in Japan that nobody's seen but you. Like, why can't people, and that you pushing people away by being, all of us is a little weird, all of us is a little strange, but when you get to be that uncomfortable weird, that gatekeeping weird, it's like if I tell you I like something, and then you like, well, I'm gonna quiz you to see how good you like it or something, that's a fucking turn off.
I
That's
think I'm quite normal. I don't know how I feel about that weird comment. I'm joking. Go ahead.
Well, all of us are a little weird, but Mrs. Everlasting
And black.
and black.
I'm signing the petition.
Like, even with
Like,
guys,
right?
like interacting with other guys, like telling them what anime they watch, they automatically ask you to get like your top 5.
I mean,
before even asking like who you are. And I understand with guys to guy interactions, that's just building a rapport based on what you believe, just trying to fill out if we're going to mesh well. But with a woman, and in a dating sense, you could come off as abrasive or judging in a way. You know what I'm saying? So I can see how that could turn people off. Now, the lack of ass washing. I can't speak to that. I'm an avid ass washer.
Right.
Because you sit on my face.
Or
sit on my face.
Yeah.
Naturally, we advocate for
the washes of his ass.
if you ever been to a con, if you ever been inside, depending on if you ever been inside, like, well, I'll say that the old gamers, like, I won't call her name, but the old gaming place here, since they got a bigger space now and there's more airflow into there, it's not as stinking. But when I'm not gonna call their name because they ain't gonna. You know what I'm talking about. I used to play D&D over there.
I like that sound.
They actually in the back in the men's they have like deodorant or like body wash because
Oh, okay. I haven't been there in a while.
Yeah, so I'm saying that they do a lot for the nerd community.
I'm so offended.
But they got like a whole ass washing station in the back. So if you stay, they not gonna let you in there. About you.
And these gaming competitions, and like I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament did first. They had to implement a rule that you had to wash your ass.
Dang, I didn't know it was that serious, but I can understand that.
Why was that?
If you stay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so offended.
Back to the article.
You didn't realize they were not watching
that.
No. I'm gonna let Black get through his, but I'm hurt over here.
That long.
My heart is mourning. I can hear.
You want to get it off right now? Yeah, go on and get it off. Get it off.
Why are you offended?
Because I am. So what y'all don't know is because y'all know country boy country, which is that the way I grew up is that you couldn't be weak. Y'all, I couldn't be weak, but I'm the biggest. I'm sure I'm the biggest geek in this building. Maybe between me and him, we are really close.
Because geek recognize geek.
Oh God.
Like,
For
yo,
real?
I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm different.
That's
I'm
real
different.
shit.
I am a 100% gamer, bro. I've watched millions of hours of anime.
Millions.
Like,
so you're the person that Zadora was just talking about.
No. So let me tell you something.
She's like,
I've never.
We're not judging you. We just trying to see where you go. You like where you fit at. We're building a rapport, as Sir said.
So actually, what she said made me appreciative of my thug ass cousins beating my ass every day. Because like if they hadn't been beating my ass, I probably would be one of them stinking dudes she's talking about.
Right.
But like,
so you just
no.
You just talked about the bathing. You didn't say nothing about you. Like you're the guy that saw the one that was made in Japan, and you were like one of 5 people that have the copy of it.
Oh no,
like you're that guy.
One thing for sure, I've never
right. You haven't seen this one. Boom. So you haven't seen
hours.
This one. You're that guy.
No. So honestly, to be completely clear, I've never dated somebody that was into what I was into. So like every time I date somebody, I tell them what I'm into because that's one thing that you're not gonna change about me. Like I like anime, I like video games, so I'm gonna tell you up front.
Oh, wow.
If I meet you today, I'm gonna tell you up front I like video games, like anime.
Right? You just gonna offer that.
So I'm gonna give that shit to you straight out the gate. So if you tell me that's something that you can't deal with, then you can't deal with me.
So is it like bait or is it like roach spray?
Huh?
Or it's whatever it's gonna be like. Like, is it on the end of the fishing line? Hey, anime and video games over here. You want one of those?
No.
Or is it like
it's
anime and video games? Get the fuck back and let you with this.
No. It's not none of that. It's based off you can't accept it because there's some women out there that feel like that men over the age of 30 playing video games is childish. And if you feel that
the room said,
it would never work.
Yeah.
But that is a stigma.
So I'm gonna tell you a friend that I
That's
play
a good
video
way to
games,
stick
I watch anime. And if you feel that you can't talk to me,
I wouldn't leave
because of any one of those two things, I'm gonna let you know up front that hey, this is what I do. If you can't be okay with that, we can end this conversation now. Because I ain't one for wasting time.
What's up, girl?
Okay, I get that. The one thing about the people playing the video games is like the point that was on the post. A lot of guys, especially, it becomes an obsession. And that's where the issue with the video games come, where it's like once you get a partner and once you get with somebody, it's like your partner is expected to spend time with you.
I've had a obsession before.
But if you had, because like I've had to deal with that, when me and my husband first got together, where it's like, yo, I'm here, like you in
ultimatum.
This, like, no, for sure.
No, it was like it's like
that is.
I understand that
Mystique, you right.
Yeah, I'm like, I understand you love the video games, but it's like now you have somebody else who wants to spend time with you.
Mystique, you super right. Let me tell you something.
But that's why geeks get with geeks.
I played World of Warcraft for 7 years.
What you say?
I said that's why geeks would get with other geeks because they won't have that tug of war of the ultimatum or whatever you want to call it. Hold on.
No.
Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here.
But no, I play video games too. That's the thing.
Are you a geek?
Yes, I'm very much a nerd.
But he wants to tell you from Andrew's point of view.
I want to explain it for you though. Like I played World of Warcraft for 7 years. I was engulfed, right? In those 7 years, I was not a good mate because like my raid was before my relationship. You feel me? Like I played World of Warcraft 7 years. My raid was before my relationship. And mind you, at this time I was a teenager to like early 20s, right? So I wasn't in my 30s like I am now. Now mind y'all wrong. Don't judge me. Yeah, I was burning crusades.
They're geeking right now.
You feel
that
me?
was the shit.
They just bonded. They just bonded.
Right
I love it.
So with that being said, like I understand what you mean. Like because even Destiny, when Destiny first dropped, Destiny 1, not 2, Destiny 1 dropped. When those raids was dropping, I was in. I'm talking about 23 at this point. I was in like, hey, look, I got a raid tonight. I understand you got this shit going on in your life, but I got to be the vault of life. You know what I mean? Like this got to happen. Okay. Like I got another 15 people waiting on me to get this shit done. You know what I mean? So I get it for sure. But what I'm saying is that like, with that being said, like dudes, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm still a hardcore gamer. I still take that shit overly competitive. I still
I want to reclaim my time.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Please reclaim your time.
No.
Hey, that was good though. No. You gotta give it to me. That was good. You know I was gonna go there with you. I'm with you. I'm everywhere.
Because I know you want to go too, but I'm gonna go back to the original post. What you said, that long ass post. First of all, that was geeky as hell. And you was just to explain that you're socially awkward. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. So geeks get with geeks. That's fine. Some women like video games. Bathsheba, who's been rocking with us for the last 2 days, she says she like video games. So it's a vibe. But wash your ass.
I know I'm clean. I've never been dirty.
Not you. Not you.
Hey, no. I had to clear that shit up.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You got these gamers that be so locked in.
They be doing days.
To eat.
Yeah.
They forget to do something.
I'm a fresh nigga. No, they house me looking to wreck. Now, mind you, I was the soda can man. I did that shit at one point.
Yeah, that's different. What's you know what the soda? I ain't a geek, but I know what the soda can is.
Oh no, judge me for that because I deserve it.
Because my baby daddy was a fucking bottle.
Yeah, because of cannon and
no, so I ain't never pissing shit. But like
you was just cracking them and throwing them or whatever.
I just had like in my room. I had at least.
Oh, I was thinking what you was thinking.
That's what I
Oh.
thought. That's what
No.
I thought you were pissing in cans too, and I was definitely judging the fuck out of you a little bit.
No, I thought you was talking about you didn't the types that didn't want to get up to.
I was the soda can man at one point.
Soda can man.
Right.
Yeah, hashtag soda can man.
It's a shirt.
I was soda can man.
So I mean,
That's wild.
Into gaming, and I honestly didn't get into anime. I think the most I did probably was Yu-Gi-Oh and Dragon Ball Z. You know the tsunami
Popular.
typical 3 o'clock one. And so when I met Jonathan, I was like, okay, like this is something a little bit different. Like he was a nerd, but it wasn't like it didn't overtake his life and stuff. But I found, I guess, my little way or world into it. Like I found something that I like, and I kind of, stuck with it, or whatever. And so we can have conversations or watch like animes together. Like I always been a gamer, so anybody that play Madden or like racing, come see me because
I got a racing simulator at my house.
First off, well, I just know this.
I got Forza, but I'm more of an F1 guy.
At the age of 42, when they drop NCAA football or whatever college football come out again, whoever I'm talking to at that point in time, I would just go ahead and clear that week out the way. I'm gonna be harder. That game been out in like 8 years.
Right.
It's finally coming back. So yeah, I'm gonna be knee deep in that one.
Oh, we gonna be up in that.
Speaking of video,
that was us.
Speaking of video games,
Oh, my favorite mission.
Y'all brought another good point that when you want to share the gaming with people, where people feel like they want to, even with if we pass the anime and we go to the gaming, they want to keep gaming because they're like, oh, you game, what do you play? And it's like, I played this. My main game before my computer messed up was The Sims. I played The Sims. I played Animal Crossing. I played the most hardcore game I got is Breath of the Wild. But it's like, why do you feel like you just have to be like playing like ranked games? You have to be playing competition games. Why?
I'm a bigger nerd than you type shit.
Why is my game less valid? Because I like the games that I like. The Sims is very interesting.
Is because with guys who game, a lot of us game, like he was saying, competitively. And if you're going to hang with me and really understand how serious this is to me, you need to fully be engrossed in it like I am. That's the way a lot of us think. I used to think the same thing.
But let me rebut you, because like I don't feel like she should play those games. Like that's just me. Like I play Fortnite, Call of Duty. Those are competitive, but I don't enjoy them like I enjoy F1 2021. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't enjoy that game like I enjoy God of War or Persona 5. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. Like me and my old lady. So one thing I love my old lady. I love my woman. We just played through the query, 168 endings. We killed everybody but Jacob. You hear me? We just played through the query, and like she played Fall Guys every day. I got her into Diablo Immortal, pay for win, whatever. I got her into that. You know what I'm saying? Like she plays the games that I play, and she's interested in learning the games that I play. I'm playing through Cyberpunk that came out in 2020, and they didn't get a complete game to 2022. I'm playing through Cyberpunk right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a real gamer. I don't care what you play. Like, so the thing is that if you play video games on your phone, you're still a gamer. You can play Two Dots, or you can play Candy Crush, or whatever you play. If you play that constantly,
people don't even hate on what type of games. You get people that hate on what type of different consoles.
Yeah, and that's
like
if Sony in the house.
That's geeky.
If you play video games, you're a gamer. It doesn't matter what
Xbox One.
Like people, and I feel like folks get Nintendo people. I feel like Nintendo people always getting the fucking bird from
PlayStation's
everybody.
been running this shit forever.
Anytime you say you like Nintendo, everybody want to throw you the bird. Like why me being a Nintendo fan?
Breath of the Wild is one of the best games that was released in this last
I hate
decade.
Breath of the Wild.
First off, y'all gonna put some respect on Final Fantasy though.
She was like, "I'm gonna throat punch you after I give you."
No, I like Breath of the Wild, but the thing with Breath of the Wild, I don't like that open world concept thing. I don't like it. I want to be able to say you got to go here to do this.
Man,
to do
Zelda's has been real. Right.
But that's different. I'm not. It's open world, and I am. When it comes to
the math ain't mathing.
And when it comes to Animal
The math ain't
I
mathing.
am in control of everything. That's why I like Sims, because it's like I'm God and y'all are the small people and I control y'all.
Well,
That's why
shit.
I like the Sims.
Yeah. So anyway, no.
That got dark real quick.
So
God,
so let me reel this back. I mean, bring it way
Way
back.
back.
Anyway, So I asked one of the things that stood out to me in this post was when she talked about the porn and the hentai addiction that translates in those circles. And I'm gonna tell you why that stood out to me so much, because of the fact that a lot of aspects of kink and BDSM are always and pretty much entirely tied into the thought of it being sex. Like everything has to involve sex, which is not true. You know what I mean? That's just simply not true. Everything's not sex within this realm, despite how taboo it may be taught to be. But there are a lot of gatekeepers in this community too, that try to withhold resources and things like that to make individuals better. So I guess what I want to ask y'all is, have you ever encountered something that, I guess essentially you met somebody that was a gatekeeper that had no business being a gatekeeper for what it was that you were trying to do?
Shit, the kink community did it to me at first. When I first got into my journey and trying to understand what it was, and I was saying, yeah, I have certain fetishes and things that I like, certain things that I'm into, and they were asking like how deep into it I went. Like when I mentioned that breath play, you know, slight choking, and it was like,
holla at me. Oh, my fault.
Are you?
He has sexual Tourette's.
But no, it was like how much like how far I would go and like how serious I was about it.
Sexual
Especially
Tourette's.
about me being like inquiring about it, like trying to get my foot into what it was.
Right.
It was people saying, well, if you don't do it this way, that ain't really, you might call it, you know what I'm saying, the lifestyle, but I don't call it the lifestyle. Like it's that type of shit.
I got you.
And it was only from us. Like it was us who was doing it. So that's what really blew my mind. I'm like, so it's black people gatekeeping and kink?
I feel like it's some black. It depends on certain people, because I've noticed it with a lot of black people, especially when like it's black people who are in predominantly, because you know, of course, the kink space, the kink life, BDSM life overall is still very much white dominated. And I think a lot of black people, especially, they get off to being the only black person in that space. So then when you come in, you're another black person, you're another newbie, they feel like they a lot of people, they get off to being the token. It's like, what? I'm the only digestible black person. So they don't want to see other black people come into those spaces. So I feel like a lot of them will gatekeep those spaces because of that. But then a lot of folks, they're still scared of judgment, because even in this lifestyle, living an alternative lifestyle, there's still people who are very judgmental when they ain't got no room to be judgmental, but they feel like because you have this kink or because you do this, this, and that, but I only do this, this, and this, but I don't do this, so it makes me inherently better than you because I don't go this far or I don't do that. When if you're living an alternative lifestyle, you have no room to talk because you're also going against the norm. So people like to put a hierarchy in things. They like to gatekeep, which I understand the gatekeeping because of people want to protect their daytime identities, their vanilla lifestyles. But at the same thing, you can't teach people and help them to grow without giving them a seat in. That's why, you know, the munches and everything are so important, because it gives you the opportunity to learn in a vanilla setting where you're not exactly welcoming people into your dungeon or seeing you in your dungeon, where you're also not pushing them away.
Quick question. What do y'all mean when y'all say vanilla lifestyle, vanilla setting? What is that?
Okay.
Please give the definition.
So
those that don't know.
Vanilla is a term used within the kink community that is used to describe someone who doesn't identify with fetishes or kinks. And a lot of people are in that. A lot of people do have fetishes and kinks, but they don't know that that's what they actually are. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I like to choke people. Okay, well, that's asphyxiation. Oh, well, I like to be spanked on my ass. Okay, well, that means that you are a masochist. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are proper terms for these things, but they are so taboo that no one ever actually discusses them. So when we talk about vanilla, it essentially means in plain sight. So a munch is a term used to describe a meal. Like it'd be like everybody in this room we all have a common interest in kink, and we go to a restaurant, sit down, and have a meal together. It's an icebreaker, essentially, for you to meet and greet people that are into the same things that you're into. Gives you a chance to talk in a low pressure environment instead of being, in lingerie, half naked in a dungeon surrounded by tools and toys and racks and intimidating things. You know what I mean? No, it's not hostile. But vanilla is just a term to basically use something that is plain
or not kinky.
Yes.
Like regular.
That's for you.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's for you. You said you was into
breath play.
Like you got caught
what the fuck is that?
in the gatekeeping of kink. Yeah. And you like what's the word?
Asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation. Do you like doing the asphyxiation of taking both? Really? That's interesting. I don't have a like. That was it. I just was curious. I ain't got no thought on it.
Right. Just was knowing.
It was just a question. Like it was just like he said, and I was like, "Damn, do you like taking the choking, or you like giving the choking?" I'm a giver. I don't want to be choked. That's just my
why you holding yourself while you saying it? I don't want to be choked.
But would you be willing to let her try it on you?
I have been choked before. I didn't like it.
Okay, but then
do you feel like you just didn't like it, or you just didn't like what she did to you? Because everybody's not the same.
No. She was good at it. She's good. It wasn't funny.
It's like, oh no, I just didn't like it.
And just everybody remember, you're supposed to restrict when you're choking. You choke from the sides, not the front.
I mean, but she does stuff to me that I do like. That that's frowned upon. Like when you bend that thing the right way, and she grab them cheeks to pull you in. I like that. A lot of dudes don't. That's just me.
I mean, you
I think that dudes don't mind it.
I like being pulled in.
What is that classified as?
I don't know what it's classified as.
I'm asking.
That's all that is.
It's a new king. That boy that came in and quit.
That's that come closer, nigga. Damn. Why you not up here with me?
No, that'd be like I'm almost out of dick, Charlie. Like, listen, you can't pull me too much further. I am running short on dick.
I can't wind anymore up.
Have you tried to let her choke you while she's on top?
Yes. Okay. Oh no, we done it all. So I had a statement for this whole conversation, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Why you go out of everything that you said? You gonna keep that statement to yourself? Yeah. Why would you do that?
Oh yeah, I said some weird shit.
This is a safe place, sir.
I felt like grabbing my butt and pulling me in was magical, bro. I thought, hey, I am no.
Oh, you was about to say something else? Me. Like you like to stick a thumb in?
No, absolutely fucking not. But what I can tell you is that, whoa, wait a minute. You turn around way too quick looking at me like, boy, you nasty as fuck.
She was gonna be like, Jonathan likes when I put the thumb in.
That's what it looked like. She looked like, I get that shit off. I was like, oh, okay. Woo. I ain't ready.
We are a judgment-free zone here.
So this is a safe place, right?
But she was said depends on the moment.
Like you were saying, conversations like this are considered taboo. And and just from the outside looking in, I might be vanilla swirl-ish, I guess. A little chocolate, a little vanilla. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm like cookies and cream.
I would like to think though, having these open dialogue conversation could kind of help the relationship, right?
Absolutely.
Man, I tell you, one it's wild because when we started the safe word, essentially there aren't enough Black spaces like this. Mm-hmm. There are a ton of white ones, but there are not enough Black safe spaces like
and
this.
And the Black that they have like this, a lot of people judge them.
They do, you know what I mean?
Judge them a lot.
It was just a lot of judgment.
No,
because if a man have his legs in the air, he gay.
Now I got a real question though.
Stuff like that.
Like being pulled in?
No, I think that in the moment, my husband,
No, I need to hear from the men.
The men.
What?
You wasn't
Am I
talking
the
to
only
me.
one that like to be pulled in?
What you mean?
Butt cheeks. Get in this.
I don't think
her hands, butt cheeks.
That's normal.
Yeah, like
He said that's normal.
I consciously think about it.
You said that's normal?
That's
I
normal.
thought
Jonathan.
But you have but I get what you're saying because you have some men that are so.
Don't touch my ass.
That shit
No.
can't happen to me.
Don't touch her, no.
Like, don't grab my ass. No.
But it's also
What?
men
She's
who
boring.
white man ass is not
You said
But that's
boring?
also the only
Anyone
time
that
that
say something
he's
like that.
okay with me grabbing his ass.
Wait a minute. We talking about a man grabbing a girl's ass.
No.
No, we talking about you stroking.
Like she's pulling you deeper into her. Like her hands are on your ass, but
Like
she's pulling you into
you
her.
stroking
Like
her,
y'all are fucking.
and she grab your
Like
ass.
y'all
to pull
are-
you
And she
over.
grab your ass.
Like
Yeah.
this? Oh, that's cool. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like this.
But
Hey,
You know what side is ridiculous.
because
You be like,
big facts. I'm with you.
truth be told, it doesn't matter what you do with a woman does not make it funny.
grab
You're
the arm.
doing it with the opposite sex. So stop.
Oh no, I 100.
But I'm saying you got folks that are like, you let her do that? Yes, because
You know.
she did it.
I don't want nothing in my butt though. Like, don't thumb me. I'm
Nope.
just being honest. I don't want to be thumbed.
Don't thumb me, but you can tongue me.
And do you
Hashtag.
know what?
Hashtag.
Do you know what that's called?
Say what, Casey?
Peggy?
What you said?
Wait,
Don't
Casey.
Peggy, right?
Wait.
Hold on.
Wait.
Back it up.
What'd you say, Casey?
Go ahead, sir.
Don't thumb me, but you can tongue me.
Go ahead.
Hashtag that.
Oh, so you liking?
So you can brush across it, but don't go in it.
With your tongue?
Dive into the abyss.
I'm just
Like
translating.
she can brush her tongue across it, but she
Yeah.
can't put her tongue in
in
it.
it, right?
Hashtag the abyss.
I'm
So you down with
translating.
the oh you
I'm
just said what
translating.
Wrong
No.
translation.
Okay.
no.
Get in there. Yeah, get in there.
Well, there ain't no difference between tongue and the thumb, I would think.
Light skin Quisette. You like the tongue action?
I just can't see Casey like hell yeah.
No.
Yeah. If you put your legs up, Casey.
That look comfortable.
I mean, it's not.
Watching Sports
shit,
Center.
You
You
like
watching
that
Sports
shit,
Center
what
too?
You got to do.
I ain't saying that. I'm just curious. I want to understand.
Oh wow.
And truth be told, it's always
Okay.
it's gonna take
All right.
the right
No
person
legs
to
in the
make
air,
you
nothing.
end up like
Okay.
that.
You
That's real. It's gonna take
No,
the
me?
right person
No.
to get you.
Listen, that is that's the Twilight Zone right there. No,
okay?
not at all.
Not even the cool.
But isn't that a stigma, like
The
you
goose.
said though? Ain't that a
Like,
stigma?
let me tell you, the only thing I want happen to that is like when the head so sloppy is running down and I wake up feeling. I walk to the bathroom feeling nasty. Outside, I don't need nothing else.
I know exactly.
You feel me? Like you give me the head and you make it feel nasty, but I don't need like tongue action or that. It's just no, I'm just good on that.
What-
No.
Not in his ass.
I love it. That's it.
He said the head can be sloppy and the residue can drip down. And he like I don't like that.
On the way.
I don't like, but don't put your tongue in there. Is what he
Nah,
said.
Don't even lick it. I don't want you to do
But
that.
sloppy head is a
And
yes.
I'm the complete opposite because I will lick it for you. But like
Tongue
for
advocate,
me,
Casey.
Oh, definitely tongue action.
Tongue advocate. I said.
Tongue, yes, ma'am. Brian Angel got a song called Groceries.
So you eat the booty like
I'm
Rose.
feeling kind of hungry. I might eat the groceries. You don't know me, but you're about to know me.
You know we live on Facebook.
Yeah. Damn.
anyway.
It's okay.
What-
You
I
know
do
what we
not
say-
own
you
the
know what we
rights
say on
of
the
these
Saturday
lyrics
morning?
that have been.
When we talk about head,
Head is
It's
the
the
law.
Dang.
and
But-
it-
but-
it-
Head is the law.
Now you know.
Free trips to Boston.
Head is the law, but eating ass is not when it comes to me. I don't
Yeah,
eat
I don't-
ass.
I don't know that shit.
I ain't eat.
Oh, you talking you not okay?
I don't. Everybody else is free to eat ass as much as they want to. I don't eat.
Damn.
Ass.
I don't want that shit to happen.
I'm good on
I
that.
don't eat ass, and I'm not particular about getting my ass eaten.
And it's not a requirement.
It is not a requirement. I don't like the feeling of it.
It's weird.
Makes me feel dirty.
It feels like my brain is spinning.
Makes me
back.
feel like that in white well. Don't like it.
I don't like the feeling of the squishiness between the cheeks.
Yeah.
I don't like my ass. I've
You ain't
had
had no good head before then.
I've had plenty of good
Now
head.
look.
I
Cause
don't-
like good head have your cheeks like I feel like I was in the tip.
I'm like
video.
you. Yeah, it
On
can
my way
drip
to the
down there,
bathroom.
but don't. I'm okay on that.
Not dripping.
It can drip down from yonder though.
I'm not.
But what's the?
I say this. I'm not one for salad tossing, but I mean, truth be told, if he down there eating right, he gonna slip. He's gonna slip, and you gonna.
It ain't no slip with me, baby.
I'm a sniper.
Straight intentional, purposeful,
I mean, if they eat
diligently.
From the back, they already in your ass. Like if they eat pussy from the back, they are in your ass.
I'm not eating pussy from the back.
I am missing the pussy from the back.
Get it down.
Wait, it was the face.
Get
Like,
it
no,
down.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not saying.
Nose on hole is
Shoot
just
that
not.
thing up, mommy. Oh.
You all nosy?
Like roadblock right there. Like that's my.
That is the
Bro,
equivalent.
until you feel those tender cheeks on your cheeks, bro, you don't understand life. Like, bro, I love the way those tender cheeks feel upon my cheeks.
Sir, is that
from behind too?
Man,
And then
what?
it started dripping down the thigh. You look
Hey, I know. You reach up and grab one of those bitties hanging.
You will not.
It's getting hot in here.
Take that to a wholesome Christian home.
So, sir, is that equivalent to brown nosing? Is that why you don't want to do it? Is that equivalent to being a brown noser? You like, no. Is that equivalent to brown nosing? That's why you like, nah, bitch. It's like smell the mouth ratio, and it's like.
She can't even ride your face. Sit on my face, international.
We just said, but the ass
I'm
is
not
on your
gonna-
face too.
It's not.
How is the ass not on your face if the pussy?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Because.
Oh, she can only ride this way. She can't ride it the other way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
It's
bro.
like
Hey, look at me, sir. Look at me. I'm the new captain now. I ain't missing sit on your face internationally. I just took that from you.
She literally has two faces.
Well, I was going to lay on my face international then. But oh, you're not
Lay on my
Now
face.
lay on my
Please.
face.
And then style on my face. Please do.
Crisscross applesauce. Crisscross applesauce on your face, not that.
Listen.
We crisscross applesauce.
That is.
It would be a glorious
hilarious.
death.
It is an honor.
I don't know.
It would be a glorious
Did you
death.
say no?
It depends. I'm looking for the chick to make me want to do some shit that I ain't.
I feel that. I
What
feel
you
that.
ain't did? Ain't no pussy on the back.
Hashtag no judgment zone.
I'm looking for the chick that
There
make
is
me want to
nobody
eat
in this
that.
world who's right enough to make me lick a grown man's ass.
I want to
I'm
meet
not
the
doing
girl that
nobody's
make me
ass.
want
I
to.
love my woman, dog. Now, I ain't no mind you. Let's get this understood. I ain't never
Bruh.
my ass. But my woman that I love, bruh, ain't nothing from her rooter to her tutor to her crown of her head that I won't kiss.
I ain't knocking that.
I
I
feel
love
that.
my woman.
I feel
I ain't
that.
knocking that.
Call me the lick skin, Key Sweat.
So hold on. You said not your kink.
Yeah.
So speaking of kinks, we had everybody in our audience today take a kink test.
Uh-oh.
He's
Oh,
the
did we
transition
drop the
king.
test for
And
the
now
audience?
He's the that boy good.
it
You
is
say you gonna put it on
time
there?
Everybody got their results.
to talk about these.
Let me
kink
go to my
tests.
results.
So are we? Everybody doing like their top?
I sound
Just
so
do your,
freaky
do your top
up until
five.
this point.
Oh, talk about your
Oh.
Okay,
top.
first I want to do
So
one.
your
though.
top highest?
My first one is I just want to go around the room and do one before we do the top five. Because I want to know who the most vanilla in the room.
So wait, would you go?
Maybe.
Would you go with your number one and then your five after that?
No, I want to hear. I want it before we get started on the kinky part. I want to see who got the highest on vanilla first.
Okay.
That's what I want
It's
to do.
probably me.
Oh,
We gonna save ours for last because I'm pretty sure
Where
we
the fuck
lost.
is?
But we gonna go around the room.
God damn!
No fit.
It's probably.
We gonna go around
Just
the
everybody
room
tell their percentage.
and
Tell
see.
their
So you just want to know what the vanilla is?
Yeah, first we're gonna start with
Okay.
the vanilla.
All right.
We're gonna start over here.
Oh, okay. How you know I did?
Because you was supposed to.
Because I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, what was yours?
34.
34.
Oh,
That's pretty low.
Whoa.
Oh.
34.
35.
Okay, 35 is winning.
16.
That's really
I
you
believe
nasty,
it.
nasty.
Oh, 55.
52.
It's me. I know it's me.
What was
I got
yours?
the highest one.
What was yours?
62.
Okay.
51.
I was higher than you.
I
man.
know it's me. 81.
Dang.
God damn.
Told you.
You go to hell.
Black.
You
What
go
we
straight
looking
to hell.
for?
Your vanilla
Vanilla.
percentage.
Your vanilla score.
0%.
He's like, what is that?
Oh Oh shit, I'm same as Casey. Hold on, 51.
You need to get in there, bro.
Oh.
51.
78.
Damn.
Oh, yours are too.
I told you it was me. What was yours?
40.
Mine was 34.
How did I?
Damn.
Cause
Cause
you
you're nasty,
You nasty.
Are you a closet
You're nasty.
one? Okay.
You're nasty.
You got you all backed up in that back.
So since you was the nasty, you got to start first.
What was your top?
What's your
five?
top 5?
Okay.
I need to Google
it says
these
about
words
80% voyeur.
That means she like to watch people.
And I'm sorry,
Yes.
I don't want to interrupt you. I heard you say he had to Google something. You don't.
Oh, no.
If you give us the terms, we'll give you the words. So,
No, I might be
Get
embarrassed, nigga.
Be embarrassed.
He might not want you to
Y'all
know.
might not be embarrassing me. I'm be embarrassing myself. I'll be like, I need to be tapping into this.
all right, ladies. Sorry about that. What was the first?
80% voyeur.
Okay.
66% exhibitionist.
That means she like to be watched.
What?
60% rope bunny.
And she like to be tied up.
Be tied up.
Oh,
Oh, I got
And,
rope money down there.
44% experimentalist.
That
Oh.
means she like to
try
try
shit.
shit.
And let's see, the next one is 37% degrader.
Oh.
So you like
No
to
I can see-
degrade
No.
people.
Shit.
No, that's not the same thing.
oh, okay.
It's actually the other way around, right?
You like being
Wait,
PO?
No.
What was the
No,
category?
if you are the degrader, then you are the person
That
inflicting
does
the degrading.
Then the
the
humiliation.
grade D is the
It's
person
like
that
the-
receives it.
It's like,
Come
like
get piss on your
Like you'll
chest.
sit on his face.
I really do think that you want somebody to pee on you because you've made several pee.
Hold on, I thought this was a no judgment zone. I
That's
felt,
what I'm saying.
I know, I felt a lot of
First
heat come
off,
off that couch.
Negative. Carry on.
I've actually only done that.
He might.
But it was upon request. But that's interesting.
Very.
Nigga, it is him, and we there. Tell the story.
Well, he was into water play, which I never heard of.
That is
until I
not
met
water.
this particular guy.
It's considered.
I mean, it is.
It's
No,
a
I'm
water
joking.
sport.
I'm joking.
Okay.
And during sex, while he was hitting it from the back, he asked me to pee. Said he had never came that hard before. It was odd for me. In the back of my mind, I was trying to separate the fact that I was peeing while this nigga was hitting me from the back and thinking about, man, I am so sorry for housekeeping, having to come and clean all of this shit up. But this nigga said pee and he's stroking right, so plop, plop, fizz, nigga. He didn't what you asking for.
Hashtag plop plop fizz fizz.
Well, all right.
No judgment.
Hey.
You know what?
Sir?
I've never done it, but if somebody asked, I probably would. Not at my house in my bed.
And he also liked to
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell no.
There's a kink for that. People will pay for like the sound effects.
They will.
Right. You watched like one of the last episodes of Atlanta where they were actually getting paid.
Yeah.
by this,
For sure. I
parents
watched that episode.
to stand over them and just piss.
Oh, I
Okay,
seen
good
that.
money.
That was like, what?
Good money.
Yeah, they-
Yeah, that's a Dubai thing.
I piss on the French lady.
As long as I'm getting paid for it, I do.
All right.
What is you doing?
What's your number one?
My number one is 95% non-monogamous. My number two was 92% voyeur. My third was 87% primal hunter. 85% was brat. And 80 was.
What was that last one?
Brat.
What does that mean?
What is it, right?
So a brat in kink
What?
terms essentially behaves poorly to get their way from their respective person.
Like anxiety.
When, bitch, I'm the baby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm making the correlation.
Yeah.
That was deep what he was saying right there. Okay. Okay, my bad.
So learning lessons.
What was the last one?
Rigor.
What the fuck is? I'm
A
sorry.
rigger is no, you good. A rigger is a person that suspends
Or
a
restraint.
person using
Ah.
rope.
'Cause
So
that
that's
was-
what a rigger is.
Oh, that's
You
what they
literally
call it.
are
Tie your
rigging.
ass
You
up.
literally have them tied to a rig.
And they at your discretion to do whatever you want to,
Yeah.
or you just tie them up.
You can just tie them up.
You just tie 'em up,
restraint.
No.
You can do restraining. You can do tying them up. Like most people associate rigging, because rope is like the more common form of like tying up and rigging.
Shibari,
yeah. You use restraints, all that good stuff. Some people use like chains.
Just for the sake of tying them up, though.
Yeah. Because so being realistic, once again, a lot of people always equate BDSM and kink to just sex. It is therapy for a lot of people. It is an art form to many. So I am developing in the art of shibari, which is role play. So I know a few times. I know enough to do what I need to do, but I have watched someone develop their intricacies of doing knots in their rope play, really where they are creating entire outfits out of rope. It looked like some crocheted lingerie, but they are literally just tying ropes and designs and knots and things of that nature. And to do a job like that with patience and to make it look good, it might take 45 minutes to an hour. That is like that is therapy.
Especially doing it on
and
someone.
Then, even for the person, because I got tied up on a lacing table, and that shit, it's just like, if you ever slept with like a weighted blanket, it's like a lacing table as you lay on the table, and they take the rope and they literally lacing you to the table. So they're like restraining you and putting the rope over you and around you, and you're like stuck on the table and you can't move. You either I think I did mine on my stomach instead of my back. I did mine on my stomach, but the way it just holds you tight, it feels like you got like a straight jacket or like a weighted blanket, and it is so relaxing. Even though you can't move, it is so comforting, and like I could have slept like that all night.
Damn.
It just holds you in one spot with the rope. They tie you to the table and you're just like laying there. I was like, I need one of these to sleep on. I didn't think
That's okay.
I'll try everything twice.
It's like a control, and I'm not really into that.
And one thing about it too, I'll say this: whenever we have these types of conversations, we don't negate anyone's thoughts in terms of the things that they enjoy. So if there's something that you don't agree with, we just say not my kink.
Not my kink. Or
NMK. We just NMK.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that means. That's not my kink. Like, not my kink.
This is the new one.
It's like I'm gonna reserve my, opinion, but I don't.
Your kink is not my kink, but your kink is okay, except for race play.
That is what?
I said except for race play.
Grace play.
Grace play.
Grace play.
Yeah. We'll come back. Yeah, we'll come back.
We'll come back.
Country.
All right.
Your top 5.
So I'm probably the most spread out person in the room because my number one is only 54%. But my number one is rigging, which identifies with myself. Like I do like restraining. So my next is 52%, which is vanilla. Extra bored. Had no idea to this moment. I took the test. Then 52%, which is voyager. I stand true with that.
Voyeur.
Okay.
Voyeur. Yeah. I definitely like voyeurism. Can't deny that. 47% is experimentalist.
Yeah. You like try shit.
I do. I am a trier.
I need more of those.
No, I'm a trier. And then this is the weird one. 40% pay pig. Now mind you.
Oh shit.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Yeah, I ain't never paid for none in my life. I've had money for a long time though. I mean, I've had OnlyFans.
That's not really a pay pig though. Pay pig.
I think you or the person get paid.
No,
You paying
The
them.
pay pig is the person that pays.
Oh, okay.
But is that for like control or dominance over that
dominance.
It's a
person?
humiliation case.
It's a human. Yeah.
Yeah,
They literally get off to like, I could be like, if I was your fendon, which is a financial, I'd be like, hey, yo, black, you stupid ass, send me $5,000, bitch.
And they talk to you like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they send you
And which
$5,000.
So the pay pig is the person that's being talked to like that,
And
and then they send them the money because it's
Yes.
like an exhilaration of.
Yeah. It's a humiliation.
And it's
It's
probably from people that has
equivalent to a
power
sugar
that
daddy
usually that
giving
don't happen
his
to them a lot, right?
Sugar baby money.
which is weird because I've never ever thought that shit to be some shit I would do.
You look like you about to go try it though.
No,
Hell no.
no, I was thinking
Don't
like
you do that to me?
powerful men with money or maybe even a woman, I don't know. But I'm just saying they're used to always being in control. So to have somebody just, hey, motherfucker, send me $5,000, you stupid motherfucker, and I want it now. And then that make him finally feel submissive to at least something in his life. And then he gets off on that.
That's
it. That's exactly it.
But it be people who can't afford it either. And that's where the ethics versus morals come into play. Because there are a lot of people who are like that who can't necessarily. There are rich people who are into it, which of course you're rich, you can afford that lifestyle. But that's when the ethics and morality comes into financial domination. Because even though people are doing it consensually, there are people fucking like taking out second mortgages on their houses, selling their houses, selling their cars, doing a lot of stuff because of this kink. So that's where there always is like, do you think it's right? Do you think it's wrong? Type of thing. It's always consensual, but it's also psychological. So that's
like, and that's what made it weird to me because they gave me that at number 5, and I was like, that's not my kink. Like, I mean, I've had money, and I don't have money now, and like, I've never been. No, like, no matter how you wrap it around or whatever,
it's just out of question.
It seems wrong.
It could, and it
3
could also
years
be in
later,
terms of you being a
send me
giver.
some money,
Also.
nigga.
And that could be the case because you are a giver. That could be the case as well.
I had a pay pig one time.
What's your cash out?
I tried to hate
And when they put it in their bio, I think his wife might have found out. Next, your time. Maybe what will last.
So I'm 62% vanilla, 38% experimentalist, 38% Brett. Then they said 30% primal prey and 30% broke bunny.
Primal.
What was the last one?
Broke bunny, 30%.
Broke bunny.
What's primal?
So
like two animals in the jungle.
Yeah.
She likes for them.
She likes
to
the pursuit.
seek her.
She like what?
She likes the pursuit.
Oh.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it fits me.
Case.
Oh, my fault. Let's see. 60% dominant.
What number is that?
60 per 2.
What I said?
60 per 2. No, you said 60 per 2.
Let's take. How did y'all?
Like you were saying.
Hashtag 60 per 2.
60 per 2.
Comment 60 per 2 is gonna get some merch.
In the hashtag 60 per 2.
Per 2 cents.
60%. But 62% dominant, 56% experimentalist, 51% vanilla, 50% daddy mommy. What is that? Hey. Hold on. Before I see, hold on.
What's your fifth?
Owner.
Okay, so
44%.
Your fourth and your fifth damn near go together. So the daddy principle is simply that it is you like that you want a woman to call you daddy. You like that daddy principle. You like to have that like dominance because you said your first one was dominant, right?
Yes, sir.
So you like that you have that dominant personality where you want to be like that daddy dom. You want to be that dominant. You want to have that control over that person.
Okay.
Hence the owner aspect of it.
Okay.
That's a strong combination.
You might be family and don't know it.
What kind of? Hold on. What family? What like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of family or?
Like BDSM, like you might be you.
What kind?
Hills have eyes.
Hell no.
No, it's like you want that status over a woman, like that they default to you like that. Like,
I mean, when it just to be, I guess a little bit transparent.
Did you say worshiping was in one of there or something like that?
No.
Oh,
what?
I was gonna say, is it?
Yeah,
I thought that was in.
That is.
It's kind of like if she walked through the door, I just like. You know what I'm saying? Either give her a choke or just go ahead, guide her on down. No talking, no nothing. As soon as you walk through the door, like it's action time.
It's good afternoon, skirt.
I can't get a hey.
No.
How you doing?
No.
This is your hey.
No, that's the green.
It's waving.
You got that 50 Shades of Grey thing going on. Like, that is.
Can I use the bathroom?
Yeah, no. Let the cards go where they may. Let the cards fall where they may.
Kept calling him master, and he came in there. He didn't even say nothing to that girl. He said, and that bitch said, I said, God damn, he did something.
That's that personality.
Literally, that was the only BDSM part of that whole entire story.
Y'all see 365? Oh my God.
I ain't seen the first. We got a whole episode. So we gotta watch the second one.
The second one, bro.
No, I'm supposed to.
Okay.
Yeah, we did an episode on it.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was saying because somebody just messaged me there. Somebody took one that was watching and messaged me there.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
We'll get them last.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go to my results.
Anonymous.
I got it. I got it.
Anonymous.
Yeah, I have one.
Top 5, right?
Yeah.
94% dominant.
Dang, 94.
That's very accurate.
Eternity just said, "Oh yeah,"
but that's very accurate. 86% switch.
This is why we're friends.
What's a switch?
That is why we're married.
A switch is someone that basically, my personality is very dominant. I'm very, very dominant, but I am submissive to him.
Mm-hmm.
I can be soft for, I can
just
switch. Yeah.
You're a gangster at every aspect of life.
So what was your first one?
Dominant. I'm 94% dominant.
Isn't that the opposite of? Oh well, no, it's just
No,
one
that's
side of
That's
a
why
switch.
it's a switch.
It's a side of a switch.
Because because my
A switch
third
is one that can be dominant and submissive.
Right. Got
They
it.
don't identify
because my
either.
third one, I'm 81% vanilla. My fourth one, I'm 79% submissive.
Oh.
My last one is 70% daddy mommy. Which I was kind of shocked by that too.
Look at him over here.
I was kind of shocked by
He's vibing.
I was like, is it?
He's like, yeah. Yeah, he like,
Because I'm not really.
like if you peep his persona right now, he like, yeah.
So in your
I
thoughts,
did that.
Mr. Everlasting, do you?
Nah, that man like,
agree
oh yeah,
with that?
we gonna do this, and that.
Give your 5 again.
From top to the fifth?
From top to the left, yeah.
Dominant,
That's why we
switch.
friends. Oh, wait, son. What's the first one?
Dominant,
That's why we friends.
switch,
That's why we married.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Balance.
And I'm a Libra.
Yeah, she a Libra. Yeah, that's fine.
Fourth is submissive. And the last one is daddy mommy.
That's why you're gonna stay married.
That's pretty accurate.
I like that.
Okay.
So I don't know like much about it, but
I
I know
never
the
heard of
dominant
the-
side is the gangster side that we
But
know.
I've never heard of the daddy mommy term in that aspect. So
Essentially, like when you talk about daddy mommy, the first thing that comes to mind is like caregiver,
okay,
protector.
Okay, that makes sense from some of the questions, so I can see that.
Most people have like the daddy mommy concern. I mean, there are people who do
About nurturing and taking on those
but it's
roles.
just folks who are more nurturing, caring,
and I am
authoritative type.
But that authoritative part is the sexual part.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's me.
So I mean,
that's right.
So funny thing about
That's
it
right.
on hers is that like on our show we could refer to her as the gangster at all times.
They do.
It brought like when I hear the name, I hear gangster in my head. Like that's just what I hear. When I see her, I'll be like, yeah, she's tough as fuck. And that aligns with Dom. Makes sense.
But that's mostly of my dominance. It's just
you a shaking nigga. Like you the real world from the spell show. The real world.
I'm like shaking my I'll take it.
Oh, it's my turn.
Back you up.
What?
That's what
It's your turn.
It's your turn.
Somebody lighting the pumpkin up.
I'm curious of yours.
Right.
70% fandom. What that mean?
Financial Dom.
What way do you got paying you over?
You out here getting women for
You out
money?
here getting
Never though.
That's that West Coast life.
That's AO. It's AO. Wait. So that means what? I hope that ain't implying I'm paying for it.
that means you're receiving it.
You
Oh yeah, it's all on baby. AOB. Yeah, all day.
You a low key
That's some way. See what I said earlier? That's why I responded the way I did.
We'll get into that.
It makes sense now.
God damn.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell you how I was feeling. I don't usually lead with emotion, so when I do, you should take it with the salt that it is. Number 2, at 62%, which I didn't even notice about myself, was a rigger. I'm gonna tie him up, but I thought I could do something to him, so that one might not really count. They just want to tie a nigga up just to tie her up.
No, you can do something.
You do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
Y'all negotiate that.
I ain't gonna front.
Okay.
That's what consent is for.
Okay.
Consent is sexy.
Hashtag consent is sexy.
Ooh, consent is very sexy.
I'm gonna tie it.
Number 3, yeah, 60% is dominant. At 57%, primal hunter.
You would hunt some shit, but
But at 51% on vanilla.
That's not bad.
That's actually
That seems pretty.
That's actually a pretty level-headed.
It is.
Join a level-headed crow, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
That was that.
Well, so, huh? Yes.
Yeah, one more?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, vanilla was the 51. Yeah, 51.
Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds like it to me.
Kate.
Yeah, so before I read this, I'm not sure what the test is set up on, but I'm gonna just go straight through it. Don't say nothing.
How she bully the whole room into shutting the fuck up? Don't judge me.
Y'all ain't gonna let me get through if y'all stop at the first one.
Okay.
You should have gave a disclaimer because now I already want
That was the disclaimer.
Right. 87%
87?
non-monogamous. 80%, but I told y'all to shut up. See? 80% voyeur, 78% vanilla, 65% brat, and then I have a 3-way tie.
What?
I'm judging.
Submissive, exhibitionist, and experimentalist.
But that's yeah. But
all
I can
of
see
that.
that.
All that makes sense, but let's go back to number 1. Let's go back to number 1.
And a standing on a
I
firm
guess it's kind of like
87%.
that trigger or rigger thing that was going on with mine. Okay.
I am monogamous to my husband.
Right.
I'm in love and shit. We got a whole family or whatever. Don't be in my inbox or whatever. Like that's why I said my disclaimer first.
Right.
Because I disagree.
With that
But that's why I said my disclaimer first. I answered all the questions.
No, we'll give them that.
I'm trying to figure out like what questions would have gave you.
That question was sent.
That includes, yeah.
Our hallway guest.
Hello. Oh, you haven't went?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, it's so funny because I just retook it because
He didn't think it was accurate.
First time I took it, I know my top answer was pay pig, but I knew the reason was that because I read it as like me being to my wife. It was like, would you give money? Like,
right.
Gotcha.
So that's how I took it. So not just retook it. I'm starting with vanilla. I'm 12% vanilla.
12?
Yeah.
Is that the top?
Is that the top or the bottom?
That's no, because we talking about how.
Oh yeah, because earlier.
Oh, okay.
We gave out vanilla score.
My top is 56% voyager, 55% experimentalist, 29% non-monogamous, 22% painted, and 17%.
Oh, well, I knew it was gonna pop back up.
I think the threesome question. The multiple partner questions.
Yeah, maybe.
He was a 50s guy.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's the multiple partner
Partner
question.
questions.
Like if you would be open to a threesome, if you'd be open to this, that, and the other. I think it's those questions that put it on the what's the name? Because when he got it too, I just didn't feel like he answered the questions like I answered the questions unless it was that question. I felt like that's the only thing we're gonna bond over like that.
I'm definitely monogamous.
Right.
Like I got
Yes.
my brother was in a
But I got 87%. You know how that made me feel? I said, whoa.
my brother was in a polygamous relationship, and I was like, I went there. Like,
Yeah,
dealing
I'm
with two-
good. Or more.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
She left church.
It says that I'm 68% primal puncher.
Oh wow.
62% switch. 60% rigor. 45% primal price.
Damn.
41% is girl.
So y'all just sound like Jurassic Park in that whole
I was gonna say,
like, oh, I don't know what I
If you chase me, then I'll chase you back. She like.
Okay, for us, we're gonna do our top 10. You go first.
No, you go
Y'all want
first.
to do that? The person that
You go
scared
first.
me?
Do the person online.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is this
They-
anonymous or
Anonymous.
Oh, we ain't gonna say the sex.
Right.
I'm just curious.
Well, ain't nothing but women answering.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 92% dominant,
Mm.
91% rigor,
Damn.
86% degrader,
That's like a crime.
85% master mistress, 81% brat tamer.
Yeah, that sounds like a crime waiting to happen.
So she is filthy.
I do not
side is
consent.
strong with her.
I do not
The
consent.
dark side is strong
I
with
do.
her.
My safe word is stop.
Hey, fun fact: stop should never be a safe word
You know what?
ever.
It would be funny that it wouldn't be.
Ever.
That only makes sense that it shouldn't be.
Yeah, no, never make stop your safe word.
Pineapples. I don't like it.
Pineapples has a different meaning in the lifestyle, so maybe not pineapples. Either.
An upside down pineapple.
Oh, I'm
means
just
you're in
hitting all the
swinger community.
landmines walking out the building, huh?
Yeah. So an upside down pineapple represents a person in the swinger community.
Yeah. So like if you ever in
I got a
Walmart,
pineapple shirt in my bag.
Just go there.
is it upside down?
Yes.
Don't look back at me.
like if
I have
you
a
ever-
hat. I found out.
If you ever see somebody walking around the grocery store with an upside down pineapple,
Just
a
go
lot of
there.
the time they looking for people in the lifestyle.
Just go there.
So what you gotta do? Give them a certain head nod or shimmy or
They just know when they know.
Like, I don't want to be.
they just know.
Pineapple and stars.
You just know. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait. You just know.
When they had a down pipe, you know, it's just you like.
It's basically what's understood.
Look
Don't
for
need to be
a boy.
explained.
In the neighborhood, so tell a quick story. I used to do deliveries across the bay, and I did not know that Fairhope is like one of the biggest.
Yes, Fairhope Daphne area.
Yeah. So it's one of the biggest swingers communities
Mhm.
out there, and it's one in Foley, and it's really deep in Foley down there. And so I never forget when we went to this customer house, like they had like a pineapple doorknob there and all that stuff. So it was like
Wow.
making a joke, like they know, so it's nice. So after we installed the refrigerator, I gave him the whole spill about the water, whatever. So like, I was like, him and his wife said, "Oh, I see you married." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh," he's like, "How long have you been married for?" I said, "Oh, we've been married for about like 3 or 4 years around that time." And he was like, "Oh, okay." It's like, so like, you mind me asking like you and your wife about y'all like, so what y'all do for fun and whatever? You from where? I live from Mobile. He's like, well, if you do any if you like anything you and your wife want to like spice things up or just like get to know a little bit more outside the normal sexual stuff. And so when he said sexual, my partner was just like, where you going? And he was like, well, if you want to, we have like meetings over here. Like every Tuesdays and Thursday, and we get people that have inquiries or whatever. So I was like, okay. I was like, whatever. So I would say 2 months later, I had to go to do another delivery in that same neighborhood on a Thursday. And so it was around about late, because it was like our late deliveries, our last delivery, about 8 o'clock at night. And so they had mid-form about talking about stuff or whatever, like how they bring the new people in and everything. And the biggest thing about it, because we were saying like how black people don't be in this computer, it was, I say about 62% black couples outweigh the white that are swingers over there.
Wow.
And so, and I mean, they was like out talking. It was like, so we came in, they was real nice, everybody was cool, we was just chilling, talking, whatever. And so this chick came out the back, she had on no shirt on, and she just sat down talking. She came and introduced herself, like, yeah, I'm like over this and this and this and whatever. But they go pretty hard over there. And so in the house, so when she was telling about it, so I was just wondering, because I never seen this. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna have like a sexual and whatever. So it wasn't the house they was in. It was the house that they have next door. It's just a big playroom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like every room is a different type of style. That was a jungle room. That was a space cadet room, which was really fun. Like they had like it was set up like Star Trek. Yeah, Star Trek. They had the Captain Kirk chair right there and the bed and stuff in there. And the den was just like that big sofa bed type thing, all directly right there. And they just had like the smell of musk and stuff in there. So it just makes you dizzy for like sex and stuff like that. So I was just like, nah, this ain't for me. This ain't for me. But I forgot. I wish I still had that lady card. I would have given it to you out there for it. But yeah, it goes pretty. It goes pretty.
Fairhope Daphne Foley is huge in it. So I worked over there as well.
Yeah,
and
like Alpha downtown Alpha, not too far from downtown.
So it's so many rich people in that area. So like when you talk about rich people in Alabama, everybody talk about on Island, but like they own a lot of land inland too.
Yeah.
So you can go to like the Target, the Walmart, or like Publix there. And what's going on there is like you'll walk in and this lady's in there that's not shopping. They just walking around with buggies with upside down pineapple in it just to let you know what they into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're into. No, I'm telling you, bro, you could go to Daphne tomorrow and hit the grocery store and I guarantee you see a lady with a pineapple upside down. Yeah, straight up. Like they believe in that. Like it's a huge community over there. A humongous community over there. Like, bro, I've had some weird conversations over there when I was working there.
We get hit on a lot. We get hit on a lot. It don't.
Y'all
never
was just
fail.
so adorable. I said they trying to fuck us, No, they not. Yes, they are.
If they hit y'all with the y'all or so, yep.
This lady went out of her way to come say, I was trying to tell y'all when y'all came through the door, y'all are such an adorable couple. Well, if y'all come to Fairhope, come find us. It was two women. Mm-hmm. I just looked at her, I was like, you know we finna take our black ass home, right?
First of all, exactly.
A lot of people don't know that the beginning singing Get Out was shot in Fairhope, Alabama.
Yeah. His cousin, I think, actually did the lawn for one of those houses. Over there. So
the beginning singing
for the movie
and Get Out when Lakeith was captured was in Fairhope, Alabama.
And when they were going through the pictures, her taking all the pictures with Kevin LaVelle Young was in one of the photos.
Yep.
Damn, they got kids.
All right, Thor, go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Okay. Mine are we're gonna do me and Drake gonna do our top 10. 94% rigor, 93% switch, 91% brat, 90% experimentalist, 89.5% dominant. What number am I on?
What's a brat?
That's
just act like a brat.
It's just like you're more like brat is a submissive style where you're just like you basically act like a brat. That's the best way I can describe it.
You do things so you
howl and you whine.
You lay down on the bed. No, I'm not gonna lay down on the bed. You lay down on this bed. Oh. No, don't turn me over. Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, a person that basically
don't do it.
They fake like a brat. They fake.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Say that again.
They fake fight back so you'll get more aggressive.
Yeah.
Okay. Throwing basically they do tantrums.
Let me find out you're the one the Lord chose.
All right, what was that? Okay, 89. Then my fifth one, 89% dominant, 89.5% dominant, 89% exhibitionist, 86% swinger, 85% primal prey, 85% non-monogamous, and I think the last one is 84% rope bunny. Hold on a minute, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, 84%
likes to be
rope bunny. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those are my top 10.
What's the story?
Huh?
He like,
What?
I don't think I heard anybody have anything that started with a 1. Everybody was like 90 this.
I already know you're 100% dominant.
Oh my God. Actually, I'm not.
What?
Really?
100% rigor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
100% voyeur.
Yep.
96.5% master.
Yep.
95% exhibitionist. 93% primal hunter, 91.5 dominant, 80% experimentalist, 80% non-monogamous, 79% brat tamer, and 70% daddy.
What was that last one?
Facts.
Daddy.
Oh.
I can see that.
Yep. It's there. It's all of it.
It's uber aggressive. But you know what you made me think about, Kay? When you said the questions about like the threesomes were probably the beater for the non-monogamous part, I've always said, you know what's better than one mouth? Two.
You know what's better than two titties?
Four.
You said that how many times?
A lot. And you know why? Because head is the law.
Head is the law.
That's why. Hashtag. So at this point, y'all, we just want to kind of do a Q&A. If y'all got questions.
Anything, questions for me, questions for Mr. Everlasting.
Our audience out there or in this room. Things that you want to know, you got questions
Melanie
about.
said so many white couples want a black male to join their party.
Yeah, that's that. Not my king.
Not my king.
What is it though? What's the king?
It's Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades is a white woman who likes to have that, like they have sneaky links with black men, and they fetishize the being dominant over the black men. And like the husband, he's most likely is like a cuck, and a cuck is just a man who likes to be humiliated by watching his wife have sex with other men. So they're getting off on the fact that like this big masculine dominant black man is like having sex with their wife. So they're getting off to like the humiliation of this black man like just taking over their wife's type deal.
I do not like to be fetishized.
Yeah, I don't do the fetishized.
Why not?
I might.
Yeah, that's all. Like, what's so bad about? You want me to knock the box out because he can't?
No, it's not that he can't.
I know it ain't about he can't, but
it's not that he can't. He just
I don't do race play. Not
from what I've heard someone say is that they like to see their mate be pleased, whether it's from them or someone else.
But we was talking about.
But why gotta be a black dude though?
Huh?
But why specifically black dude?
That's the fetish.
But that's the fetish.
The buck and the Queen of Spades thing, that's the fetish where the white couples are seeking the black guy. That's the fetish part of it.
Yeah,
but there are
that's
some
the
people who are
fetish
just cucks who like to watch their partner get pleased. They have like the cuck queen and the cuckold. Cuck queen is the woman who likes to watch their male partner be pleased, and the cuckold is the man who likes to watch his female. It's just like the race play thing. I think is what they were specifically talking about. I mean, if you're a cuck, that's perfectly valid, do your thing, but it's the race play thing.
Grace.
It's like the race play.
Grace.
The grace. When you bring the grace into it, that's when it becomes an issue. Well, personally for me.
Yeah. And that is a bit touchy because you do. I'll show like what's happening. Because you do have those that look into that just so they can kind of play that. I think we was discussing that earlier. They play that other master sex slave role, if you will, and it's like they take it out of terms with that. It's like, hold on now, that's not quite what we discussed here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, if it took Mr. Everlasting to get me to understand about the terms of submissive, and I saw someone else say it, submissives actually have more power in it than the dominant does, because she still has to consent into what's being taking place. Because you have those that be like, oh, you a submissive, he tell you what to do. I still have to allow him to do these things for me. So not necessarily.
Well, I guess my question is, it's like, I guess for people who are not necessarily like.
Give her a mic. Oh, sorry. I appreciate
What's better than one mic?
Yeah.
Two. He beat me to it.
Because I was
he
thinking
beat me to it.
So me and my husband, we was having like a conversation of just wanting to, like, I want to experiment more, but I don't know if he's not like necessarily open. Like, I brought up the ideal of, can I say it? So,
you hear now?
Okay, I know. Of adding of like trying to threesome, and so I was just trying to see, I guess, like, how will we get into that
world, or just like experimenting to lead up to that? Like,
so we are a resource center for events like that. But I would essentially
Please explain.
you can look into your local munches in the area. That's your best way to do it because a lot of them are open. Once again, they're in vanilla spaces. And you use the term vanilla because you wear street clothes. You're not in lingerie, in public. That's why they term it a vanilla space. So you're meeting people of like mind. It's just a time for you to kind of network, get to know people, and then, go from there.
You have to make sure it's not BDSM lunch because BDSM lunch.
Well, that too. Yeah, I mean it's, and then there
So
are.
what's the difference between a BDSM lunch and a regular lunch?
Because so you got some people who refer to the lifestyle as a swinger community.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So your BDSM or your kink community are lifestyle communities too, because that is a lifestyle that people live.
Right.
But along the coast, especially, the lifestyle is considered the swinger community.
Okay.
So you kind of have to be
very. You have to be careful with
like
your
if you're not actually looking to get into BDSM and kink, then you would rather go to like that type of lunch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because those people are literally just there for sex. They ain't necessarily have to try that. And y'all just want to fuck. Period. That's what it is.
And it's that safe space too.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's like, and then there's a certain amount of intersectionality between like the swinger community and the BDSM community, but then there's also not, because there are two different lifestyles with two different sets of criteria, two different sets of people. There are people who cross over into both lifestyles, but you have to be sure, like if you're strictly wanting sex, no kind of BDSM, no kink play or anything, then you may be just strictly a swinger and you would align yourself more with that lifestyle. But then there are people who are strictly BDSM kink. They don't do anything sexual with their play partners or anything. And that is just like people who are strictly kink, strictly lifestyle. So you just have to make sure that the group, and there, like I said, there are people who are on the intersection of both. And those type of people, you just got to make sure you align yourself with like-minded people so you don't end up at an event that you thought it was going to be one thing and it was another thing.
Yeah, seen that happen.
So what do you consider if you suck toes?
Huh?
What do you consider if you suck toes?
You just like to
Suck
suck toes.
You just like to suck toes.
That ain't no title. I want a title for that.
A foot fetish.
You have a foot fetish.
If they cute.
You a foot.
Do you have
No.
I have a question.
Ass and toes. I ain't never seen it.
Do feet have to be? Okay, here's a question. Do feet?
Wait, say that one time.
Ass and toes. I ain't never seen it.
People who like to suck toes, but do you have a foot fetish? Like, do you like people to rub their feet all
Like
over
you like
your
to look
face?
at them.
Nah,
Or jack you off with
You
their
like to
feet.
worship
No,
in a
that,
feet?
why?
You just like to suck
Some
toes?
people like to feel it.
If they put, but is it a name for that?
No, you
No,
just like to
no.
suck
Can I
toes.
make up a name for it?
Toe
It's a name
sucker.
for a foot
Toe
fetish,
sucker McGee.
But you don't have. If you have, do you have? Okay, do somebody's feet have to be showing for you to have sex?
I'm a suckeritis.
Does somebody feet have to be showing for you to have sex?
Yeah, do somebody have to have nice feet and their feet showing?
Suckosaurus.
No.
Do you have to get?
But if they legs on my shoulder and their feet looking right.
You just like feet. You just like to suck toes because the toes are in the vicinity of your mouth. But somebody with
Suckeritis.
that sound like you don't.
I've
That
never
could be-
sucked a toe in my life. I've never
Not
sucked
my
a toe in my
kink.
life.
It's definitely not my
That's not
kink.
a medical disease.
It's not my kink
Hey, what
for it
y'all
to
say?
happen
Not my
to me.
Not
Yeah,
my kink.
it's not my kink either.
Not my kink.
Y'all judge?
No.
No.
I'm joking.
That's specifically what that phrase is for.
Not my kink.
It's to say I'm not gonna judge you for this, but it ain't my thing.
Do we have any more?
Suckeritis. The T is silent when you spell that.
Suckeritis. That sounds like something you caught from sucking something bad. That's what that sounds like.
Somebody said something about Brett's like degradation and praise. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that true?
Yeah.
I might run into a Brad. Shut your ass up.
So
Yeah,
what's the praise
You don't
aspect of it?
dig.
They like to be degraded because they're being a brat, and then they get praised. What
dig
exactly?
it?
They get praised for being a good girl. Like women like to be called a good girl.
Well, I thought that was a part of. Well,
Well,
no,
there you
is that does that play in the terms of a little as well?
Not necessarily.
Little.
Because
Because you get what I'm saying? Because they're
little-
childish or
No.
something. Of that sort?
Little takes on more of a literal definition.
Yeah, that's.
Okay,
So yeah,
so that is in that where they really do be
somebody could be bratty,
like
but
they
not a
wear
little.
like they legit wearing the binkies and wear
Right,
childish
right,
clothes
right,
and
right,
things
right,
like
right,
that.
right,
Okay.
right, right.
Not the Binky. I got a binky for you, all right?
Oh Lord.
Does anybody else here have any questions?
Anybody else have any questions?
Anything they want to
I do, because I saw this on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I thought, and to myself, I was like, that is kind of a weird flex to me. And I feel like a lot of people, y'all notice when folks make statuses just for someone to start a dialect and just look for the views and the shares and things like that. It was like, how y'all just be, they was like, ugh, y'all be just kissing everybody y'all have sex with. Why are you having sex with people that you're not willing to kiss, but you're willing to give them oral sex?
Exactly.
That's weird to me. That is very weird to me. You are willing to put your mouth everywhere on this girl's pussy or this man's dick, but you won't kiss them in the mouth.
The main thing that pisses me off. Oh, that's too intimate for me.
That's what, bitch. You already intimate.
Do you want the answer, or you just want to judge the action?
It's
I'm asking because if you want to know why, I'll tell you why. But if you want to just judge the action,
okay.
I won't say nothing.
Go ahead. If you got an answer.
You know, because
for me, it's kind of weird.
It's the risk pleasure reward concept. Like, sure, it's just kissing, but it's the principle. I don't see you like that. Now the puss is the puss. Two different people, two different entities, two different things going on.
No.
So you can say no all you want, but that's why niggas will fuck on girls that they don't really care about and won't kiss her, and then go right home and kiss their girl in the mouth and do the same shit. It's because it don't have nothing to do with the physical part at all, about the emotional thought about how you value that particular person.
I get that. It's just you are for me. And
but logically, it makes sense. I mean, like,
no, that do.
Why wouldn't you kiss somebody that you're in their private parts? I mean, like, logically that makes sense. Yeah. But it's the principality, Smokey.
What you said is facts though. Like, I get it. It's like
if
you're gonna get that intimate. You can.
Or what you would consider? Oh, I'm gonna be asking the wrong person.
No, what you
say? No, like, I mean, you don't see the difference between women like that. Like, do you have sex with every? Do you kiss every girl you have sex with?
Hey, I feel you. I feel you, but my uncle told me when I was a little bitty boy, like before he should have told me, right? Country time shit. He told me she should have told me that. Like, if you gonna sleep with her, you want to stick your dick in her.
You got to be able to kiss her.
You got to be able to kiss her. Yes, and that's just how my life is.
I guess he was saying make it more meaningful, make all of the interactions.
It ain't gotta be no emotions with the kiss. I'm just saying. If
like I can't even have sex without good kissing. No, maybe that's just me personally. I may be a softie though. I may be a frosty from like Wendy's.
Frosty.
That strawberry frosty fire. But go ahead.
So before we get out of here, y'all, whenever we do these live shows like this, we always like to ask our guests, what's your safe word?
Safe word.
And when we ask that question, all we wanted to be is something that maybe you learned today, a term, a phrase, or something that you want to learn more about. And then if you want to learn more about it, you can email us at safeword69@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Starting, Jonathan, what's your safe word?
Give him one.
I can't give him a safe word.
You can't give him
I don't know what he learned today.
I asked him that, what's my safe word?
What's your safe word? It's what you learned today.
Like just one word.
One word to sum up.
Yeah, I said that's your perspective.
Hey pig.
Okay. Lady, who said?
Hey pig. Lady.
Come back to me. I don't know.
Now you done did this 2 times.
Are we asking what your real safe word is?
No.
Now, if you want to give your real safe word, then everybody gonna know.
Oh, because my safe word is bunkai, which is
That's hard.
It's what?
bunkai.
All right.
So it's really like only geeks understand.
Go ahead.
Release on it.
Bunkai.
I got you. I'm gonna say underestimate.
So my safe word for today is what I learned. Without judgment. Is that a way of
Not one word. You just break all the rules.
Without judgment. I like that.
TK.
For me, it would be open.
Dumb, and I ain't talking about Vin Diesel.
All right.
All right.
Mine's would be Fendon. Probably Fendon because I've never heard of Fendon.
Want that money, bitch?
Yeah.
I guess my safe word would be complimentary and see how I snuck out of that?
I'm going to say rigor.
I was gonna say that.
I like that.
And on that note, this is Mystique.
This is Mr. Everlasting.
And this has been the safe word.
Safe word.
We out.
Okay, let's go.
We've been saying it.